I'm here.
Hello, this is Shotzi Blackheart, and welcome to Gimme a Whole Yeah! I hope everyone checking this out in Yorkshire and beyond is having a great day.
I am here, and I didn't realise that the original Malachi Black intro I was going to do was a branded Soundsphere one as opposed to a Give Me All the Air one. But anyway, I thought that'd be a good intro, but we went with Shotzi in the end. But yeah, that was my little tribute to Bray Wyatt. I thought it was the least I could do. So yeah, welcome to the Give Me All Yeah podcast. Welcome to the Payback stream. The show is beginning right now. I've not been off YouTube this weekend. It's been all right, but it's been a bit busy. Yeah, the show is started. Let's see who we've got in. It's looking good so far. Sassy, of course, is here as ever. Thank you, Sassy. We also have Crazy Ginger Jake. Great name. I watched the stream, but not watching All Out. It's such a bad card. Not gonna lie, I'll let Anthony worry about All Out tomorrow. I'll watch it, of course. I'm not gonna watch it live. I've got work the next day. I've got things to do. It never ends. Todd is in. Todd is in. Norma. Hi guys. Thank you for joining me. Sandra. Hi Norma. Sassy, is that your other account? Is that your burner account? Daniel says hello again, Sam. Yeah, Daniel's been with me all night across multiple streams, which is great. While the show gets going, while we're seeing this opening intro, obviously we got some news. Exactly, Misfit, and I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping now. So it's only been an hour, and I'm already sick of talking about CM Punk. And I'm not gonna do it on the stream. If you want to know what I think, have a little look at the tweet I put out a little while ago. I think I'm done talking about that now. I think I'm done talking about it. Maybe one day when things calm down, it'll be okay. But I do not want this stream to just be a constant bickering about CM Punk. Or any tribalism or any of that silliness. So, like, just done with him. Really, just done with the whole situation. Let's just move on from it. And I feel like there's a lot I should probably say about Bray Wyatt, but I feel like I've spent 2 full streams discussing that, and it's quite hard to talk about. So tonight, we miss Bray, obviously, and people who know me well or have been watching this for a while will know full well how I feel about Bray. And if you want to hear me talk in a lot of detail about the Bray Wyatt thing and where I think they should go next, you know, and where the future might look with Bray Wyatt, which is always something I was going to address this evening. Or this morning for me. But I then have a little look at the stream Dom and I did last night with Wrestling Wizard, or have a little look at the reaction stream I did on Wrestling Royalty with Andy Spores. But I think, me personally, I think I've talked enough about the Bray Wyatt situation on stream. And tonight, I just want to focus on payback. But when it comes to the CM Punk thing, I'm just done. I'm done being upset by it. He had a great match against Samoa Joe at All In. I saw it in person just a few days ago. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. But like as Sassy says here, Norma says it's 1 a.m. Norma. I like, again, if you guys want to talk about it, that's great. It's not up to me what you guys do. But I won't be highlighting the comments and making it a thing. I just won't be doing it. it's too much of an opening for toxicity, and the cage is going down as we speak on Payback. So let's watch some goddamn WWE. And thank you very much, Misfit. I appreciate that as well, mate. I think I've also got to be careful because of WrestleSphere. Again, I'm not a wrestling journalist as a hobby. It's one of the two things that pays my mortgage. So yeah, enough about that. Let's have the man versus, what are we calling Trish? The Icon? What are we calling her? Let's just quickly pick up some of these comments. And we've got Sassy in her real life persona saying, thank you, Sam, done with the drama. Yep, absolutely. Daniel, I love it tonight, Daniel. I love how into it you are for Payback. And I'm glad you're with me. Although I've recently learned Daniel is cheating on me with Rebellious Noise. So we'll have to talk about that at some point. But I think Priest's cash in on Seth isn't successful due to Finn's jealousy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm fantasy booking too. I think that's a more interesting story. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. It's a really weird card, isn't it? It's a little bit of a... Oh, God, remember when Becky Lynch came out and Irish danced? Do you remember that? Oh, good God. Yeah, it's 6 matches, although I kind of thought they'd do something with Cena and Grayson Waller, but apparently not. I think this pay-per-view has... I was a little bit worried about this pay-per-view because the card isn't like mind-blowing. It isn't like the SummerSlam one where there's like just so much cool stuff on there. This is like, it's not even a B pay-per-view Payback, is it? It's more like, it feels like a bit of a C pay-per-view. And I'm a little bit worried that this will just be the show they put on after we lost Bray. So I hope it is a little bit more than that. And no disrespect to the memory of Bray, and I know a lot of us here, and you know, particularly you guys who are drawn to our community and understand Dom's passion for Bray Wyatt and my own. You know, Becky Lynch's Raw went off this week. That was heartbreaking. I really felt for her. But yeah, I said I wouldn't talk about it, didn't I? But yeah, it's maybe these things will be harder to avoid than we thought. But here we go. Becky Lynch is here. Let's go. Todd is saying, we'll respect your wishes, Sam. Yeah, it's just the toxicity and the negativity involved in it. Let's be honest. Are we not all exhausted by it? I know I am. You know, and I know the guys, you know, the other Hold the Air guys are too. The man will win. I think you might be right, Todd. So I've got Becky Lynch for this one. I love the idea that maybe Alita comes back and beats up Stark when she inevitably gets involved. That'd be cool. But I kind of like the idea of Stratus blaming Stark for the loss, and maybe then the story evolving from there. I don't know. It's just an idea. I do have some Payback news. The great new Muta is backstage at Payback. Why is he there? I don't know. Maybe he's just there as a guest. Like, what could he possibly do? You know? Homie can barely walk. But anyway, bless him. It's not his fault. This channel is better than... Boys, I hope you're not watching this. Again, they're friends of the show. We hang out with them. They hang out with us. Like, you know, we know each other in real life too because of this stuff. But we are now friends in real life because of this stuff. You know, and so it was lovely hanging out with Scott and Laura, his wife Laura. Just to plug Laura as well, by the way, Law Simming. If you enjoy the Sims video game, check out Laura's channel on YouTube. My wife is subscribed to it, so it's she's a big Sims fan, loves it, absolutely obsessed with it. But yeah, so way to plug that. But yeah, those guys and us are friendly, so there's no rivalry between us and Rebellious Noise. We scratch each other's backs, figuratively. Yeah, exactly. I know Cena's the ref in that match, but I kind of liked the idea of him squashing what's he called? Grayson Waller. Well, and Tiffany Stratus is there because I know they were showing her off on TV, but this is interesting. Do you know what? I'm about 4 weeks behind on NXT because of the weirdness that went on with TNT Sports in the UK, but I will catch up. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll catch up tomorrow. Love Beck's gear. It is pretty cool. I think you're about to get flattened, Trish. Please win Becky and send Trish home. Done with this feud. See, I do want Trish to stick around, but I am done with this feud too, Sassy. Like, where do they go from here? A bloody exploding barbed wire death match. You know what I mean? Nakamura isn't winning the title. Why is here there? I don't understand the question. See, I'm of the view that Rollins retains because the Judgment Day interfere. See, I love the idea of the Judgment Day interfering, but Balor costing Priest as, payback. So we'll see. Because the amount of possibilities I've heard of this week about what they could do is unreal. So I'm just going to enjoy the show and see what they do. Buddy's saying, please, can you view the live broadcast? I can't do that, mate, because I don't have a license to air it. I am watching it as we speak right there. My suggestion would be get the WWE Network or watch it on whatever cable provider or whatever it might be as WWE where you are. But I can't just stream a WWE product for free on YouTube, as I'm sure you understand why. So no, this is a watch party. So it's a live stream watch party. So yeah, can't do that. Daniel says, I've got a theory. I think Bobby will cost Seth his title and beat up Shinsuke. Bobby versus Shinsuke at Mania. I think Mania is a bit too far away for that. But it would be a good feud. And I'd be game. I'd be totally up for that. But one idea is if Priest wins by cashing in and costs Shinsuke could then kind of stalk Priest and be the next, feud for him. But they might need to turn one of them babyface for that. Just an idea. Yeah, if Shinsuke isn't winning, what's the point of Muta being there, for moral support? Yeah, that's a good point. They are good mates in real life. That is a good point. So we'll see. Ciampa will become a US champ. Hopefully, eventually. That guy needs some Goldie. Daniel, I hope so. Bobby needs a feud. And so does the Hurt Business. Are they actually the new Hurt Business or are they just something new? It'd be good if they were. But for me, the Hurt Business was the Hurt Business, ZJI, hi mate. I don't know. I get major Raw and SmackDown vibes and pay-per-view vibes. A lot of people are saying that, ZGI. I do think the build to this pay-per-view did get a little bit interrupted, I think is the best word to say, by the loss of Bray Wyatt. But let's be honest, and near enough an entire episode of SmackDown was understandably dedicated to Bray. And some of the other guys we've lost in the past few days. It's been quite hard work, hasn't it? But I know what you mean. It's a bit of a C pay-per-view. Like people call Payback one of the B pay-per-views. This feels a bit C to me. I think they could have upped it a bit. I think they could have made it a little bit more, a bit more gravitas if perhaps Gunther was defending, or if there was just some bloodline shenanigans. I don't even know what, but just something. But I imagine they're saving that for another, dare I say, more important show. Lashley's on Raw. He certainly is. Oh, no. And now Lashley's on SmackDown. And Sassy's saying, anyway, like WWE honors the brand split. Yeah, like, it means something when it needs to. If WWE don't want it to mean something, it soon doesn't. But yeah, they have to have one B title and one A title on there, don't they? Street Profits will become the new tag team champs if Lashley needs gold. Maybe, yeah. There's a few things they'd have to get over to do that, but potentially. Agree, Daniel. Miz and Knight is literally the only brand versus brand match. Yeah. This does feel like a transitional pay-per-view. Like, we might feel different by the end of the night. Because by the end of the night, a lot of stuff could have happened. First yawn, 1:15. Time for Red Bull. That will keep me going. I'm going to neck the rest of that can as we go because it's 1:15 now. I've got a while. Oh, Hassan. Mate, I should have done a poll and a banner. I've been so busy talking about what not to talk about that I haven't done it, so I'll do it now. So bear with me, gents and ladies. I think a cage match is a good shout, though, but at what point does Stark get involved? And do we think we might see Lita? Maybe. Lita maybe interfere and beat up Zoe Stark? Just an idea. You know, she was involved in all of this before Trish turns heel, wasn't she? So who wins? I only have 6 of these to do tonight. I'm putting the surnames down. There we go. Oh, God. I always pause this when I do it. I'm like me having the worst possible pose. What can you do? And let's do a banner, shall we, Sassy? Blimey, so many questions from that Uncle Howdy stream we did the other day. One now. Lynch versus Trish. Stratus. Can't get no stratisfaction. Here's a question for you, though. One, and it is Bray Wyatt related. Will we see any tributes to Bray tonight? Will somebody do the crab walk? Will somebody win a match with a Sister Abigail? I don't think they necessarily need to do any of this, but there's potential for something, isn't there? Oh, wow. You guys, comments are moving. Comments are moving. I think the group with Bobby and the Street Profits needs Bianca Belair. Yeah, see, I've always been a fan of, like, back in when Hurt Business was Hurt Business, I thought a female member would be great. It just means they can go after more belts, and it means they could. The whole point of stables is you've got different groups set up to go after different belts, haven't you? Like, that was the purpose of Bullet Club, wasn't it? Back in the day, they had like a junior heavyweight, they had a heavyweight, they had this, they had that. ZGI saying, I hate that there are no war games for Survivor Series, but they're keeping the 2022 logo. Oh, are they? Do we know that? Is that confirmed? I haven't heard from any press releases or anything as of yet. Don't know if Dom has, but I've been watching my email. But I think Survivor Series is a bit of a way off. Yeah, I think we're talking November for Survivor Series. So I don't know if anything's set in stone as of yet. And they don't need to do war games at every Survivor Series. It's something they could do at various pay-per-views. So like the war games could be its own thing. I think they were experimenting with that last year. I actually felt like the brands kind of got in each other's way. I kind of wish I know a lot of people roll their eyes at it. I like the traditional Survivor Series. When done well, it could be done very well. Just in recent years, it was rarely done well. Not all the time. I think plans are for DIY or the Street Profits to win the titles. Yeah. Sassy's telling me a dinner. So what we got? So pulled pork, mac and cheese, bacon, Brussels sprouts, caramel apple cheesecake. Oh. I had a steak and ale pie. It was mid. I think Lita returns and beats up Becky. Ooh. See, my only issue with that, as funny as it would be, it would keep this going, and I don't want it to keep going. You know, Knight needs to upgrade opponents. They are lowballing him, giving the Miz to fight. Yeah, I agree, and I don't. See, I think it makes absolute sense right now for him to be doing what he's doing with the Miz. But I do think it has to end tonight. I think this is a transitional thing to give him something cool to do. Miz is very much a bit of a gatekeeper, a guy you go through to go to bigger things. That's his role in the company. I think he's fine with that. He's happy with it. But yeah, I know what you mean. They do. It doesn't necessarily even need to be a title picture. It just needs to be a good story. But yeah, they do need to do a little bit more with LA Knight. But I think him going through Miz is natural. I think it makes sense. Miz doesn't get the respect he deserves. Miz, the whole purpose of Miz is to help build other stars. That's what he is there to do. He's there to be incredibly rude to you. You want to see him get beaten up. The guy you want to see him get beaten up by beats him up. That's Miz's position in the company, and few do it better. I think JD McDonough is going to help Judgment Day win the titles to prove himself to Damian Priest. So there's so many things they could do with JD McDonough. Like, one of the things they could do is exactly that. He could be in cahoots secretly with Priest to turn on Finn. Finn could get rid of Priest to put JD McDonough into that position. I think it all depends, doesn't it, on Rhea Ripley's promise that whoever doesn't leave with gold might be kicked out of the Judgment Day on Raw. So we need to see what happens to kind of know what's going to happen next, because we could see someone turn face or something like that. I'm just going to scratch my ear. It's dead itchy. Sorry to be gross. Oh, my God. The air can't get to it. These flipping headphones on. Bear with me one moment, guys. Just going to quickly bring up my YouTube channel on the Give Me a Hole Yeah thing. Just going to make sure we click the right things. Ah, boys. Yeah. That'll do. That'll do. I was so busy with the other stream, I forgot to... Oh, wait. There we go. Do you hear any of that? If you were a loved one. Right, there we go. I'm back in the room. I don't think Judgment Day are winning the tag team belts. No, I don't think so. I kind of like the idea of Finn costing Priest and being like let's imagine they lose the tag team belts or their match. Finn will be like, this is the third time to Priest that you've cost me a title. It's the third time. And maybe he costs him the cash in later. Just an idea. Causing a feud between the two of them. But again, are we ready to break up Judgment Day? Like, they are money. They're shifting a lot. I know merch shifting isn't the only thing WWE look at, but they do look at it. Becky is about to feud with Shayna. Yeah, I think that's where they're going, which means this ends here tonight. And it does look like Shayna's turning heel again now that she's seen off Ronda Rousey, which I suppose makes sense. As a big Warhammer fan, I loved her Chaos Space Marine entrance the other day at SummerSlam. I was so into that. I think she liked one of my tweets as well, which is nice, which was Warhammer related. Or was it on Facebook or something? I don't know. It was somewhere. Good point, Misfit. If JD helps win the titles, they can't really deny him. Yeah, well, then there's that as well. Does the Judgment Day go from strength to strength? Do they all hold gold? And do they then think, you know what, we're in a giving mood? JD, come on in, mate. But you've got to think, would that end the drama between Finn and Priest? I suppose it would, because they've both got what they want. Yes, that is a route they could go. Or Sammy, like, I know Sammy and Kevin, Kevin and Sami Zayn's title reign has been a bit lackluster. And especially after that big WrestleMania moment. But are they ready to lose it yet? There's so many possibilities. I think everything with the tag belts also plays into the main event. Those are the two things that are quite interconnected. And I love it when WWE interconnect, and AEW. I love it when they interconnect the matches and one bleeds into the other. I think that's really clever booking when they do that. WWE hasn't confirmed or denied there is a War Games match. Exactly. So it's too early, basically, guys, to know. And And if you keep an eye on WrestleSphere, as soon as I have an email from their PR guys, I'll make sure you know. We are going to probably write a few more news stories from press releases. You've got to remember, they send us press releases like nearly every day with something a little bit boring. So something like you might not, isn't even worth us writing an article about, or at least from our point of view. But every now and then they send us something awesome or something interesting like that. And but you got to remember, when they send it us, they send it to everybody else too. So by the time we've read it, if Dom and I are busy doing other things, then we're like, oh, right, well, by now everybody else has tweeted it out. So what's the point? You know, because like we also don't want to be a dirt sheet, so we do try and stick to our proper sources. Like, we hate the idea of someone's read something on the internet from somebody else on the internet and they think that's news. We won't do that on WrestleSphere. And so far, that tactic is working quite well for us because it's getting us invited to the press events and stuff. So we want to be the anti-dirt sheet. Becky versus Shayna, take my money. Yeah, me too, Sassy. Me too. I want Fastlane to be replaced by Fatal 4-Way or Roadblock. Oh, dear. Really? When was the last? Isn't Roadblock kind of been adopted by NXT? I could be wrong. Fatal 4-Way was that? I can't even remember if it was a pay-per-view or not. I know what you mean though, Zajai. I think just like Payback, Fastlane is a bit of a C pay-per-view, isn't it? And isn't the whole point of Fastlane? You're in the Fastlane to WrestleMania. You know, it wasn't that the original point. It was like you're on the way to Mania. So when they do it, when they don't book it in Fastlane, when they don't book it before Mania, it just feels a bit weird. It's like Payback used to be the alternative brand to Backlash, didn't it? You know, after Mania, you had like Mania, Backlash, Payback, or vice versa. So, and I get having it after SummerSlam works, I suppose. Payback is SummerSlam's still a big deal too. Also remember, Rhea said all of Judgment Day should be champions. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. So whoever isn't is at risk. But if they all hold something, they could still bring in JD McDonough because that threat never applied to him because he was never a member. But yeah, I think whoever's not holding gold come Monday Night Raw. I genuinely believe something's going down with Judgment Day. Either they win those belts or they're going to cause an explosion between Finn and Priest, one way or another, and somebody's leaving. I don't mind what they do because it's been good. They're doing really well with this stuff. The 2019 Survivor Series match with all the brands, NXT, Raw, SmackDown was good. Yeah. You know what I liked about that, Daniel? They had loads of interconnected stories. My favourite moment was Finn Balor and AJ Styles, both randomly in NXT, giving each other the too sweet from across the room. And I think Finn Pele kicked Adam Cole. I could be wrong. I might be mixing up two events. I don't know. But it was very complicated booking, but it worked. It's kind of a shame that they buried NXT a little bit after that, after putting it over so hard. I want Extreme Rules or TLC. Sassy, they're the two pay-per-views I think are redundant. Oh, here's Zoe Stark, like clockwork. Come on, Lita, where you at? Yeah, I think TLC and Extreme Rules in WWE are just pointless. Pointless. Like, they can't. TLC matches are fun, but we've got Money in the Bank, which is like the creme de la creme of ladder matches. Chairs matches are crap, always. Tables matches are usually crap as well. Chairs are things we see every week. I'm done with TLC, I think. And Extreme Rules is never actually Extreme Rules. They have a couple of street fights on there, which are always tame because it's WWE. So, yeah, I'd be happy if every now and then we have an Extreme Rules match, or every now and then we have a TLC match. But I'd be happy for those pay-per-views to die, just like Hell in a Cell pay-per-view has died, and now Hell in a Cell is just a stipulation for when things get hardcore. I think they should go that way. Daniel, it was great, especially Keith Lee versus Roman. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I know that, mate. And that's exactly what we're saying. I don't know where you're getting that from. We mean all of Judgment Day. I think you're fixating on this a little bit too hard. We all watch Raw. We know what she said. Keith Lee was about to beat Roman, then a spear ends the match. Every time. Rumors said Becky heading towards be the NXT champ defeats Tiffany. So that I'd be into that. I love the idea of, because I think she's done. But has she won? Wow. So we got some Zoe Stark interference, but it was pretty by the numbers. I think I'm done talking about the all of comment, Misfit. Honestly, I feel like we're fixating too hard on that. I don't know what I've said that you might have misunderstood, but I'm aware of what she said on SmackDown. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I think Priest goes to cash in on Seth and Finn, stops him. Oh, yeah, causing JD to be a new member. Yeah, maybe. Right, let's just clarify. Flipping heck. Jesus. Rhea Ripley said if we're not all wearing gold, things are going to change. She made a threat. I think we're all reading way too much into it. She just raised the stake. The suggestion is if every member of Judgment Day isn't wearing some gold, then there's going to be a problem. Let's stop being picky with semantics and pecking at people. Let's stop doing that. You know, we all watched Raw. We all saw what she said. We don't need to litigate it in public. It's getting a little bit silly now in the comments. Jesus Christ. Where can I watch it at? It depends where you are, dude. May we meet again? Where can I watch it at? Like in the UK, we watch it on the WWE Network. But there's also, if you're in the United States, I believe it's Peacock. I don't know about the rest of the rest of the world. It depends where you are. It won't be YouTube for free. That's certainly the case. Who won the match? Becky Lynch, pretty definitively. No, I know what you mean, mate. But what she can, no. But I think the issue is she's basically saying she's going to lead the charge for kicking somebody out of Judgment Day if they don't. Here we go. Is there going to be beef between these two? Because that's what I want to see. Feud between Stark and Lita. Not Lita, you know what I mean, Stratus. Yes! Called it! I live in South Carolina. Isn't that what Kenny Omega always makes a gimmick about? Oh, Stark's locking her in the cage. Yes, this is what I wanted to see. I'm into it now, proper into it. So may we meet again. I think your best bet, mate, is Peacock, I believe. $5 a month, is it still, unless it's gone up a bit? Yeah, damn straight. I'm so happy. See, like if this, to be fair, this doesn't need to go anywhere. It could just, this is just the end of the story, the end of their partnership. But I love the idea now of a babyface Stark feuding with Trish. I think that would really help Stark's case, get her over a bit, you know? I'm well happy about that. Who won? Hi, Banky Beats. The person who won was Becky Lynch won the match. Trish then had a hissy fit and turned on Zoe Stark, and Stark kicked the crap out of her and left her lying in the cage. So that was good. That I'm really pleased they did that, and I like it when my predictions come true. Ha ha ha! Anyway, go on, Sassy. Yeah, Zoe, you go, girl. Bye, Trish. She took out the Trish. That was awful, wasn't it? It's $5.99 a month. Oh, mate, that is hella value for money. The WWE network in the UK is 10 quid a month, £10 a month. And it's like, I think a pound is like now $1.30, $1 like 37. It fluctuates every single day, of course, but because that's how markets work. But yeah, so but I don't mind. Look, I think of it this way: I sling Vince McMahon 10 quid every month for the privilege of watching the pay-per-views and for all the legacy content I want. That's fine by me. I'm never cancelling. And I desperately need more caffeine. I want Hell in a Cell match. In that match, I want Bobby and the Street Profits versus Finn Balor. Dom could be good. Yeah. But we need to decide there, Daniel, who's going to be the babyface. You know? If anyone. Now they're done. I don't see them doing another one on the same night. Triple H doesn't do those. Yeah, maybe. Which would suggest that the Judgment Day win, I suppose, and nobody turns on anyone. Remember that time Kurt Angle shot Big Show with 11 tranquilizers? I do. That era of wrestling. Hilarious Kurt feud with Booker and his wife was also hilarious. Like, everything Kurt Angle did was hilarious. The guy's timing was just mwah. Have a live coming to my area. Let's go. Oh, nice one. Are you gonna go? Because we had a house show come to Liverpool, and I went with my brother and my wife, and it was 2 days before the SmackDown before Money in the Bank, so I saw 3 WWE shows in 1 week. I was like, oh. It was fun though. It was my actual first house show. You know, I'd never done a house show before, so I was happy to go, and it was one of the best. Like normally, some house shows I've heard have been a bit lackluster, but this one was great. We saw a street fight between Finn Balor and Cody Rhodes, which was just epic. But they gave that away for free. Well, if you think about it. Lots of good stuff on Peacock besides WWE. Really good deal. Yeah, it's so true. Don't forget, you don't just get WWE, you get all of Peacock. Like we have Peacock in the UK, but WWE's not on it because we still have the network. However, Raw and SmackDown and NXT and all the weekly TV is now on Discovery Plus, which is really weird when you consider the AEW angle. But that again, that's dirt cheap, and you get all that. And now that TNT Sport, BT Sport is almost no more, and it's all on Discovery Plus. It's not located the best place, but it's great to. It's a bit more accessible because the BT Sport app was utter crap. I expect Muta to play a part in the main event more than I do Judgment Day. Yeah. Ugh. Like I get into Hall of Fame. I was there when he went into the Hall of Fame. I was sat in the building falling asleep because I was jet lagged to hell. But I don't need to see Great Muta anymore. No disrespect to him. You know, I have so many fond memories of him versus Sting. Like you wouldn't believe some of the best matches I ever saw as a kid. And I wasn't a little kid; I was a teenager. But you know what I mean. But I think these days the guy struggles to walk. Bless him. So I don't know. Spitting the mist into Rollins. Yeah, I can see them doing that. I wanted the Hardy Boys versus the Street Profits. Could have been a good match. Have we never had that? Someone let me know. Someone do some research and let me know while I'm busy doing this. So Jai says this would be my third. It could have been my fourth because it was, because cancelled because of COVID. And the main event was The Fiend versus The Miz. Oh, dude, that'd be sick. For the Universal Championship. I never got to see Bray in action. Oh, mate. And let's be honest, long COVID and COVID's effects on his heart condition are why we've lost him. So F COVID. And if anybody ever tells you COVID isn't dangerous or deadly, and doesn't ruin families and take people from us way before their time, they're stupid. Get vaccinated, people. stay healthy, avoid COVID, don't spread it, and don't forget that it is still a threat. Not to most of us. Most of us will be fine if we get COVID, but every now and then there's that person who isn't. And on this occasion, it was Bray Wyatt, which just sucks. He's not the only, I've known other people we've lost who were young because of COVID. People who were fit as a fiddle, but they had an illness they didn't know about. COVID exacerbated it, and ultimately, two things that wouldn't normally have been fatal put together were. So that's why I get offended when people trivialize COVID. But anyway, enough about that. For the people who claim Becky is a terrible wrestler, owe her an apology after tonight. I mean, who are those people? What aren't they seeing, She's great in the ring. She always has been, I think, Why is this a match on now? Not main event or the second? Makes no sense. I agree, Misfit. Cena's doing a promo. Is it just a promo, or are they doing it now? Daniel's been doing some homework on cagematch.com. No, we never got a match between the Profits and the Hardy Boys. It is a little bit of a wasted opportunity, isn't it? I wonder if, again, I can't remember everything. Always Miz. I wonder if were the Hardy Boys on the main roster at the same time as Street Profits? Or if they were, presumably they were all baby faces at the same time. Doesn't mean they can't wrestle, I suppose. I want the swinging blade things for Backlash again. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Miz is going to be pissed. Yeah, and he's up against one of his old school rivals. I'm not being funny, right? I've said this on 2 different streams now, but does anybody think that poster of John Cena that they've released for this pay-per-view looks like Joe Biden? What the hell? Not that I'm not into the whole old man John thing. I actually think it's a pretty good gimmick. The thing they've been leaning into it, haven't they, in recent years? But he's the spit of Biden on that picture. Here we are. So Matt Hardy left before COVID, and Jeff was on SmackDown. Yeah, he was still there, wasn't he? And they were promoted to Raw in 2020. So was there any overlap? Or if there was, there couldn't have been much. Is it me, or are we getting more promo segments on pay-per-views these days? I mean, on AEW as well. Like, we got that rather fun Grado moment. Oh, by the way, while you're all here, because I've been teased relentlessly for about a week, but have you seen my reaction to Sting's entrance to Metallica, by the way? Dom was recording, and Sting comes out to Search and Destroy by Metallica, which is one of his old WCW theme tunes, of course. And I haven't heard Sting come out to that song. And I'm a big Metallica fan. I haven't heard Sting come out to that song in like 20 years, so I just mark out on the spot in a press pit. Yeah, and you can hear me just go, "Oh my god!" And I'm surrounded by other journalists as well, and so I've been teased about it relentlessly by Dom and the boys ever since. But I make no apologies. It was a big deal. Miz deserves to be pissed. Oh, sassy! That is sassy. Look, Miz has a job to do. That's be a massive dick and get beaten up. And he's very good at doing those two things. Being beaten up and being a massive D. And digging up a little bit of his history with Cena is always nice as well. I think the Judgment Day should be brought back and have the Judgment Day group claim it as their pay-per-view. Oh, yeah, of course. I've forgotten about that. Makes sense to me. Like, bloody hell, they couldn't lose that night, could they? People would riot. What are we doing here, Cena? You're going to give this guy an AA before a title match? Is it a title? It's not a title match. His hand's got up. We all have to shut up. Do you know what, WWE? I've got to get to bed at some point tonight. And as far as I'm concerned, this is padding out your bloody premium live event. See, I was kind of the view. Oh, he's got the bloody zebra shirt out. I was kind of the view that I like the drama, the inevitable drama unfolding between Priest and Balor to happen tonight. But if they win those titles, then all that is negated, isn't it? I read that Miz makes 1.5 million a year. I'm sure he knows his place in WWE and he's totally happy with it. I was going to say, like Andy Spores said about Miz. Miz comes to work, does his role, or his LA Knight. Yeah, has so much more fun. Has all the fun of playing a bad guy, and it must be the most fun in the world being a heel. It must be so much fun, just coming out and tearing everyone down. God, it must be cathartic. Then gets to go home to his mansion, his gorgeous wife and beautiful children. Yeah, Miz has got it made. I want to be the Miz when I grow up. When his hand goes up, he should be punched in the face. LA Knight, yeah. I think this is actually elevating LA Knight. That's exactly what Miz is there to do. Miz is a gatekeeper for a certain part of the card. And when you go through Miz, you come out the other side ready to do more important things. Oh, Daniel, lighten up. I'm still not forgiving you for how dare you use your spare time to watch and enjoy multiple podcasts and content creators. I'm joking, of course. You do what you want. Don't think there are ones I don't watch anonymously. So they don't know it's me. Not that they would. Although I was spotted a couple of times in London. That was nice. Spotted in Liverpool as well, actually. Probably because of the stupid hat. Shout out to Heel Turn Wrestling Podcast, by the way, who we clocked each other in one of the merch queues in London. And we actually all spent some time together in LA as well. So it was weird seeing them again. It's, oh, I remember you from a different country. Oh, man. LA Knight, please have the dummies gimmick. The only thing is that, Sassy, I think there's two obstacles for him adding the dummies thing. I think it might be impacts intellectual property. And secondly, does it not only work when he's a baby, when he's a heel? Because he used to like go, simmer down, dummies, to the crowd. So I don't know if dummies should remain Eli Drake's thing. But yeah, let me talk to you. I am the real Kavorka. Should stay with LA Knight. There must be a reason they've not done the dummies thing. Because I've thought the same thing for months. I don't like LA Knight. Ah, Daniel. I'll tell you what, if you're ever there live, you can't get away from him. Like, when we were at Money in the Bank, even when we were sat in, I was actually sat with Scott, from Rebellious Noise, me, Dom, some of the Reb Noise guys were sat there eating some food in Las Iguanas. All we can hear from people walking past is, yeah. A few people going, dummies, yeah. So he's over as Rover. America as well, actually, in LA. Would you believe NXT Stand and Deliver? That's all we could hear was people going, yeah, because it was after SmackDown. Oh, yeah. Cena in his stripy shirt with his jorts. Stop wearing jorts. You're over 40. I'm joking. I'll be over 40 soon enough. I still wear jorts on a hot day. Yeah, beat the Miz like he owes you money. I think he's good for it though. If he does. 1.5 million, you say? Not a bad salary. It's more than mine. Yeah, just a bit. It was a long ass promo. It's 10 to 2 in the morning where I am. This show's been on nearly an hour. I'm tired tonight. We better not have any half an hour matches. I must say though, Miz's LA Knight promo, was it on Raw? Was really good. But he had like fake stubble on. And I put it on Twitter before. Why draw on fake stubble? Like he's got a day's worth of stubble right there. That's enough. And if you need 2 days worth of stubble, just get 2 days worth of stubble. How hard is that? All you got to do is not shave for 2 days. Oh, Hassan, I'm glad you're here. You remind me every time. I've still got bloody Becky Lynch on there. Right. LA Knight. Yeah. The Miz. We're doing a pay-per-view on my own, isn't it? Normally 1 or 2 or even 3 of the other guys are here for a pay-per-view. I haven't done a pay-per-view in ages, though. I didn't do SmackDown last night because there was no way I would have done both. And I thought it made much more sense to skip SmackDown than it did this show, you know? Sam, I'm just going to do that vote, mate, on YouTube. 73% voted for Becky. I'm surprised it's not a bit higher, you know? So, who wins? Is LA Knight. Here we go. It's live. Front. There we go. Comments. Jealous of LA Knight. He gets to beat up the mid. Oh no, he shared an apartment with a single Moxley. He did, yeah. That could be a sitcom, couldn't it? SmackDown was indeed a show. Yeah, it was a bit of a. Like I say, I feel like they've really, understandably so, lost their mojo a little bit after the loss of Bray. You know, it's certainly probably changed a bit of creative backstage as well because they were gearing up for his return, weren't they? And he would have been a meteoric shift in the card once he came back. They would have had to a lot to sort out. So now they're probably scrambling around and changing a few more things. The Miz took off his old attire thinking we would get any fellas. I'm so sick of them talking about the Miz's testicles. I'm just done with it. It's like, stop talking about his balls now. I don't care. They're big or small. Shut up. Maurice seems to be happy enough. Well, Sassy, that's because whose game is it? I'll let one of you do that. And thank you for whoever just liked us on Facebook. Thank you so much. Daniel saying, I'm not going to type in the chat, but it's because I'm tired, but I'll still be watching. Oh, thanks, dude. It's sweet that you tell us that, to be fair. It's so polite that you tell us that. Because you wouldn't want us thinking you were being ignorant, even though you can do absolutely what you want in your own time. Absolutely not beholden by us. But thank you for letting us know, Daniel. It's good to know you're still lurking in the background. It is genuinely reassuring to know. I'm not just saying that to be cheeky. I'd rather have you here watching and just lurking than not here at all. of course. That's what I do on Reddit. I never contribute, just lurk. And look for cool gaming news stories. Sam, you always do an awesome job of your live streams. Thank you, Sassy. You always do an awesome job moderating. Thank you so much. And I'm not being funny, and I said this to his face last weekend, and he just went, but don't see our other moderator on SmackDown streams, do we, Jackie boy? When you're watching this back, young man. Thank you for giving me that 25 quid back, though, dude. Oh, he's busted open LA Knight in his eye. I think he's gone to bed, Sassy. I think he's got snuggled up to watch it. 2 a.m. here now. Oh. SmackDown lost Bray. The Bloodline story has peaked. They're hurting. See, I'm kind of the view that the Bloodline story hasn't necessarily peaked. I hold out hope that they're just giving it a bit of breathing room, letting other things go, let other things do their thing, you know? A lot of things in there. Before coming back, because look, I'm not going to fantasy book. You've heard me fantasy booking the end of the Bloodline story. You know what I think is going to happen. I'm not going to do it again because I'm sure you've all heard it about 20 times now. I bet you could recite it in your sleep. But I don't think it's done. I just think I love the idea that Jay's gone, you know what? F y'all. And he's off. Jimmy is now struggling with who he is because he's not got the bloodline behind him and he's not got his brother either. So he's just lashing out, which is how I interpreted SmackDown the other day. I think that's a cracking idea. Make him a heel for no reason. He's a heel because he's lashing out. I would be. Imagine your twin brother being a tag team partner and then him not being there anymore, and your cousin and your other brother, your persona non grata with them. You know they're douchebags. You're tempted to go back to them, but you know in your heart it's the wrong thing to do. I like it. I think it's good storytelling. It doesn't always need to be in your face. But we have not seen the last of that story. But yeah, it's the bloodline thing, the loss of Bray when we were gearing up to a return, and now on AEW. Like, I know I said we're not going to talk about him, but I'm going to bring it up on this one occasion. CM Punk was a massive draw for AEW, and now he's gone as well. It is another loss. Like, even if you hate his guts. Like, on a personal level, I don't like him very much, but I love him as a wrestler. So, and it is a colossal loss. We had an awesome pay-per-view last week. This one's been quite fun so far. This is nowhere near on the same level. But as far as a week of wrestling loss goes, this has been a tough time, hasn't it, really? And I can see why some people are feeling burnt out. You know, I've got a few friends who are burnt out with wrestling at the moment. I don't know if I am, you know, but I've got a job to do. So, you know, I know it's exhausting. It is. It's why I've got no time for arguing with anyone. I don't have it in me. It's like I've got more to do. Like, bloody hell. I watch wrestling for escapism, for fun. And I geared my job, my journalism job, into two of my biggest loves, which is gaming and wrestling, because I love them. It makes it hard work when the things you love become work, of course, but I wouldn't change my job for anything in the world, not for £1 million. I just wouldn't do it. It's so when things like this happen, it takes some of the passion out of it, but you've got to go and get that back, you know? I'm not letting the loss of Bray or the thing with CM Punk, I'm not letting that be the stuff that holds me back from it. I'm just going to feel what I got to feel, do what you got to do, lift a few weights in the gym, go for a few runs, you know, get back on the wrestling horse, I suppose. I was hoping that when The Miz brought his terrible movies, LA Knight would have said, you said you're an actor, but you're bad in movies nobody wants. Yeah, see, that's a wasted opportunity. Why haven't they done that? Because I feel like LA Knight is a perfect guy to throw that at him. Training is going good. Thank you, Sassy. Keep living your dream. It's inspiring. One of my brothers is I think he's training for MMA as well, Daniel, at the moment. I need to find out how it's going. But last I heard, he was doing very well. Ambitions for UFC, as far as I know. It's 2 a.m. here in England, and I'm tired. Yeah, me too, mate. But a few more matches in this night. Said, yeah, I slept 17 hours today and woke up exactly at payback time. Blimey. Oh yeah, exactly. I actually watched the Marine 6 just to see what Becky Lynch was like in it. She was all right. Was that the one with Shawn Michaels as well? Yeah. Oh, I know you're doing boxing, but obviously mixed martial arts is, boxing is included within it. Not the same rules, obviously, but again, I know a little bit about boxing, but we'll leave it there. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, he's doing MMA. He because he's a big Mai Tai guy. Not Mai Tai, that's a cocktail. Muay Thai. You know what I mean? I slept 13 hours today, recuperating from bronchitis. Yeah, because he's quite tall. He's a lot taller than me, so he's got a lot of reach. I'm the shortest out of all my brothers now. I've got 3 of them. I'm the shortest out of all of them. Probably the least academic as well, which sucks. Eubank won his fight, yeah. Also very good at picking up dust. If anybody gets that joke, you're as boring as me. The Alexa Bliss with Bray Wyatt gimmick was set to return, but cancelled due to pregnancy and sickness. Yeah. See, because I was always of the view with that one, they could just wait and bring it back. That was never the most important part of all of that to me. But it was certainly something they wanted to use, wasn't it? But I don't know. It's because I was always of the view that there were things they could do even without Bliss. But alas. Remember that time Cena ref Barrett versus Orton and then got kayfabe fired? Yeah. I think, though, back then, I was taking a little bit of a break from wrestling, maybe back then. Cena slow counting. Kind of blame him. Yeah, for about a week. Typical WWE. I wonder how long Jey Uso is going to be away for. So far, though, they're sticking to their guns, aren't they? This match is boring to me. It's not the most electric. I think I'll enjoy it more when I'm not streaming, when I'm watching it, giving it my full focus. Oh, Miz, that's going to get you an AA. Yeah. I think they're really giving LA Knight a plucky babyface performance, though, aren't they? That's what this needs to be. This has got to just be him overcoming a villain, a game villain at that. Bang. Come on, it's got to be it. Yeah. Yeah, it's all that needed to be. Give him a good, definitive win on a premium live event, get his hand raised, go on to something a bit bigger. That's all they got to do. God knows what that's going to be. I really don't want this to be a series, you know? No disrespect to anyone involved, but do we really want to see that match again anytime soon? Yeah, Vince booked the show. LA Knight would turn on Cena right after the match. Yeah, see, I was actually for a second then I thought Cena was going to turn on him. I was like, bloody hell, mate, you're 20 years too late. But yeah, it's a relief. Look, that sounds awful. I don't wish any harm on Vince, and I get he's struggling with his after his spinal surgery, and his health isn't brilliant. So I don't wish any ill will on him at all. But yeah, like Vince, do what you've got to do with Endeavor behind the scenes as the boss. Well, he's got his own boss now, doesn't he? But stay the hell away from creative and booking, Vince. you know. Oh, what's all this? We're gonna do LA Night. Yay, there we go. There we go. Ooh, things got tense for a moment there, didn't they? Oh, no way, Daniel. See, where I live, we've got a prison like a few miles away, not very far. It's an open prison. It's where like people are just getting back into society and stuff, and you see the prisoners like like who've just got out, been released, out in the town all the time. Because every now and then someone will come up to you and go, "Excuse me, you couldn't tell me the quickest way to get to Preston, could you?" And then you'll like say the train station's that way, and you'll give them some directions. But every now and then one of them will something will go wrong, and they'll run. Who tries to escape from a bloody open prison? How stupid you have to be. But they'll run across the fields and the farmland, and the police helicopter always picks them up. And when it happens, this entire village comes alive with searchlights, and it's like, for God's sake, catch the idiot already. Sometimes you're tempted to just go looking for them and give them a clothesline. It's like, right, he's there. But yeah, Kirkham Prison, I believe it's called. It's only a little place. There's had some high-profile people in there in the past. So I know what you mean about helicopters waking you up in the night. It's happened to me a bunch of times. I'll tell you where it happened as well. At not Money in the Bank, at All In. Like when I got to the Airbnb me and the boys were staying at, and it was a top floor, like penthouse thing. So it was dead high up. And I'm terrified of heights. So when Dan is like out on the balcony, like, oh, this is awesome, boys. I'm like, I'm staying here. But there was a helicopter flying over like the centre of London, or at least the Wembley part of London. And bloody hell, it was like it was there for hours. I was like, at what point does this guy need to refuel? So loud. And as soon as it got close to the building, woof, 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 woof. Couldn't hear the TV. I was trying to watch Multiverse United. Yeah, there was no intensity. Yeah, I know what you mean. Could have been better, couldn't it? I bet Cody's trying to get a match out of Cena backstage. I sincerely hope so. I'm not being funny, John. While all the actors are twiddling their thumbs, mate, you've got wrestling to fall back on. You've got to do something. Oh God, Miz and Theory back to back. Going to get a beer and a shot of bourbon. Oh, will you behave? If you don't like Miz and Theory, it means they're doing a good job. Be right back. It flies away and comes back. I don't know what it's doing. I don't think they know what they're doing. All right, guys. I'm just going to nip to the toilet for a minute. Shan't be too long. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Because when I think of Latino wrestling, it's the first thing I think of. What about you guys? Those talks are turning Theory face. Oh, I hope to God they don't. Because I've seen Theory face a couple of times, like on the Indies, and he was all right on NXT when he was like, you remember like the wedding, the wedding of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis, and he was like this goofy baby face. He was like, it was me, Austin. It was, yeah, he is good because he's a talented guy, but he's got such a slappable face. He should be like, I know the turning him might be interesting, but he's very good at being a young, arrogant scumbag. I'm of the view they should keep him as one for a bit. It's back again. It's that they're after you, Daniel. See, I kind of want Theory to win here, and for things to break down between Rey Mysterio and Santos. I love the idea of Santos turning on Rey Mysterio here. But again, we've had a turn. We've had a babyface turn tonight. Or was it a babyface turn, or was it just two heels falling out? So it was two heels falling out with potential for to cement a turn at TV, wasn't it? I think. So I don't know if that fully counted as a turn earlier. So I'm going to reserve judgment. Or what if Mysterio retains here and Escobar goes after him for that, for stealing his opportunity? Which you could argue he did. I would have just booked it for next week. That's what I would have done if I'd been Adam Pearce. I wouldn't have instantly thrown Rey Mysterio into the mix. Cody Rhodes signed robe from Night of Champions is going for 50 G's on the WWE shop. I'm afraid, boys and girls, I haven't got a spare 50 G's. And if I did, I'd be putting it on my mortgage. It'd take me near the end of it, I think, that. God, that's a sobering thought, isn't it? Everyone like the stream. What Daniel said. Everybody do what Daniel says. I'll take my own advice. Vote, please, Sam. Yep, on it. LA Knight, well, 80%. 80%? Are you all high? Or 20% of you high? Who the hell thought Miz was winning? Okay, so Ray. I like Rey Mysterio's gear tonight, though. Cool. Ray could turn on Escobar. There we go. And I'll do the banner as well while we're here. I voted for Rey Mysterio. Hassam, you can actually go and do it for real now, mate, because I've just done the vote. So go and have a look. I'm voting for... Yeah, I think I'm going to go for Rey Mysterio. Then the LWO come out to celebrate with him and they all batter him. I'm going to go with that. Banner. You'd think I'd be used to this banner, wouldn't you? Theory. Rey Mysterio. So weird doing a pay-per-view solo. Like I do Impact pay-per-view solo. I don't think I've ever done a WWE one solo. Or if I have, let me know, correct me. The question is though, Misfit, who's told you that? Because it's like, yeah, it totally makes sense. It totally makes sense to have Zoe Stark being a babyface. I think anyone could predict it. So you're gonna like, but like someone on the internet who read it on the internet, like to me, that's not a source. It's just it's speculation. You know, that's why I'm always a little bit dubious of this dirt sheet stuff. because all this stuff, like, yeah, being at the end of Trish's run and Zoe Stark being a face, like this is something anyone could predict. So I find it hard to believe like this is some big breaking news angle from some insider at WWE. You know, it's the low hanging fruit. You know, as a guy who's been a journalist for a very long time, I know how all that works. And if I've not heard something, no disrespect, but or the people around me haven't. I know what I mean. Because a lot of the time, this stuff comes true, you know, and then people are like, "Oh, I see, I was right," and as well, no, you weren't right. Everybody, like, half the internet was right. It's not a, that's the thing with the dirt sheets. Half the time they are right, and they take absolute credit for it, but half the time they're wrong, and they soon go quiet. They just go deadly quiet. So, and I have a real problem with things masquerading as journalism because I worked so hard, like me and other people worked so hard to get those accolades, get the letters after our name, get that stuff to say it. So the dirt sheet stuff just offends me as a reporter. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm taking it all too seriously. But I know I'm not alone in that. I think the rise of the citizen journalist is just something that irks me a bit. But anyway, I'll shut up about it. Why do these douchebags always go for the masks? We all know what Rey Mysterio looks like under his mask. See, what was the Bray Wyatt match? It was it was Mountain Dew, wasn't it? Is this? We've had a cinnamon blah match before, haven't we? Yeah, they're doing it again. I don't. When they sponsor a particular match, it just feels a little bit daft, you know. Saying that, when AEW do it, they plaster it everywhere, don't they? Coors Light Igloo Club. Oh, nice one. Oh, that was sick. In other news, I could really go for a Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I tell you what I like, how, when they have a drink sponsor, how after a pay-per-view or a premium live event, I suppose we should call it, I love how Cody's gimmick is now, press conference gimmick is now he has to try it. I love that. Our comments have gone quiet. I have a bit of respite. Some streams, I can't move for comments, you know. Are you watching Collision as well? Bloody hell, dude. Oh, God, I'd not even thought about Collision. Because let's be honest, like, I know they didn't purely set up that show because of that, but it was defo part of it, wasn't it? You know? So what now? I suppose nothing changes, does it? Just life goes on, the show goes on without that figure being the man there. Oh, we're talking about him. I said I wasn't going to do it. But here's the thing, like, I was never, down with this whole I'm the real world champion thing. Like, I get he didn't lose it. I get he brawl out happened and he got injured and so he had to relinquish. But the minute you relinquish, it's done. That counts as you losing it. So you were not ever the real world champion at all. And when they were not, they won't put over the FTW championship, but he's still got his replica and they were like, "Oh, this is the real world championship." They should have had that in inverted commas the whole bloody time. It did my head in, and I know I wasn't alone. I was like, "No, you can be the real world champion when you legit beat MJF, mate. That's when you can be it." But no. Anyway, I'm so done thinking about all that drama. I'm just so done. Like, we know Twitter isn't going to shut the hell up about it for the next few weeks. And the dirt sheets aren't going to shut the hell up about it for the next few weeks. And our friends are all not going to shut the hell up about it for the next few weeks. But for me, I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and it's like, who? But I've got my eyes on the other side as well now. The side who have won. I've got my eyes on them. And I very much hope they behave well. You know, the click, as it were. Can't wait to see Jay Wright rise up as the main eventer on Collision. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Absolutely fine with that. Rey Mysterio must really love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You know, I'm getting hungry. The more we talk about this, I'm getting hungry. Oh my God, I've got Pop-Tarts in. No, I'll do. I think Daniel's fallen asleep. Helicopter's buggered off. See, all these things, Austin Theory, that was going to sound really weird then, wasn't it? All the things, like Austin picking up Ray, Theory's doing. I can do that with my wife because she's so short. Has he won? He has. Oh, here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, here come the LWO. Okay, he's grabbing him, hugging him. Everyone's happy. Everyone's friends. And I thought he was going to German suplex him then. So they've got him up in the air. Yay, we're all friends. Happy. Friends. Replay. Are we all going to stay friends? Mate, I'll tell you where's hot tonight. Bloody ear. Boiling. It's been such a hot day today. It's been like, phew. But we do get hot days in England, just not often. Oh, come on. Are we going to stay friends? Theory's not happy. See, why is he on his shoulders? That was tense. No turn from Santos. They did that on purpose, didn't they? They put him on his shoulders for us to go, oh, are they going to do it? Oh. Yeah, it's gone. So the helicopter's buggered off. Good. You might be able to rest now and chill. Oh, it's Tiffy. I feel like a little bit like the demise of Mandy Rose's career has been the best thing ever for Tiffany Stratton's because she kind of picked up that mean girl gimmick right from her. No disrespect to her because she's great. Her entrance theme is a banger as well. I probably noticed it at Stand and Deliver when she came out with the lights going. It was like, this is a banger, this tune. Hear me out. Becky was the NXT title. Shayna takes it from her. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Gets over Shayna as a star, doesn't it? Which they need to do. And not just because she collects the same Warhammer army as I do. Is this next? Well, here we go, guys. This is the one that I'm... How many matches have we got left? I'm half asleep. So we've had 3. So we've got 3 left, presumably. Have we had 3? Oh, days. I've never been to Pittsburgh. don't think I've been to Pennsylvania, actually. I've bitten my nails over watching it turn red or blue. I know that much. While John King aimlessly talks in the background. And Sam opens his third beer. Because it's a pay-per-view. Stop judging me. And then we get Tiffany on Raw. Oh, I hope so. With that entrance theme. I'll shut up. See, this is the one I'm excited for. Tag team titles, Rhea's match, and the world title. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, the three big ones then. Yeah, the three big ones. I do think the IC should have been on this. You know, just to even just showcase Gunther. Even if it wasn't the main event, it would have just given it a bit more gravitas. Do you know what I think? It is, Daniel, the tag team match. So whatever happens here will be interesting. Oh, that was brilliant when Cody just bashed Finn in the head with that briefcase. You know when Bullet Club were all on Ring of Honor, like the Cody Rhodes iteration of Bullet Club, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, Marty Scurll. I always thought how cool it would be to watch Balor wrestle Cody. I'm not so sure it had happened at that point. And I've seen it in person. I've been about 50 feet away from those two having a match now. And I'm never bored of watching Finn Balor and Cody wrestle each other. I just think it's awesome every time. Some are better than others, but like the Money in the Bank match was probably their weakest. Oh, sorry, and I'm making a lot of noise on this chair because I'm trying to get comfy, you know? I think Daniel is our new honorary moderator. Yeah, I'll do it now. Grayson Waller with Cody. So yeah, that's awesome. Braun Breaker to SmackDown. Want Braun and Bobby. Ooh, yeah. I know why you really want that, Sassy. And it's got nothing to do with wrestling. Actually, no, it's got everything to do with wrestling, just not the wrestling some of you are thinking of. Tell me I'm wrong. Actually, I don't know where you are with those two. Braun and Bobby, do they do it for you, Sassy? Ah, Sassy's like, yeah, step off, kid. Step off. Who's next? It's the tag teams, dude. If there was ever a pay-per-view that the Bloodline wasn't the focus for Seth in the main event, it's this show. Yeah. Do you know what it is? I think I don't know if I see the new big gold belt as the importance of it yet. I don't know. I think it. Bless him, Rollins is great, but I don't know if it needs to be held by a. This is so weird because like Lashley or someone like that isn't even as big a star as him, but someone big and terrifying like a Brock Lesnar or a not Roman Reigns. Christ, how many does he need? Or even someone, I don't know, if Cody holds it, it then becomes the consolation prize belt, doesn't it? So, yeah, I suppose what they're doing with it is the right thing. See, that's critical thinking for you when you take down your own critical thinking. Right, let's do that poll, yo. Rey Mysterio, 83% that time. A lot of you were confident in Ray. I was biting my nails when Santos had him on his shoulder then. Oh, God. If nothing goes down, right, on this pay-per-view, nothing weird goes down, then it really will be a C pay-per-view, won't it? There has to be some drama on this for otherwise this is just a SmackDown plus Raw special, you know? And maybe that's okay. But is he going to hold this Money in the Bank case forever? He's had it a while now. This match should slap so hard given the talent involved. Yes, agreed. Right, it is time. It is time for instant cooling mist. It kind of wakes me up. It's dead cold. Wow. But now I have a wet face. Oh. So it sounded like I was puking then, didn't I? I'm just literally wiping my face on one of my hoodies. Because I can handle tiredness until my eyes start getting sore. That's when things get hairy. Oh wow, and they are going. Priest and Zayn had a banger on Raw. Yeah, they did. I like how the two big dudes have gone right after each other as well. And the two middleweight guys have gone right after each other. Clever. Go on, Kev. So after this match, God, we're only halfway through, aren't we? Jesus. Right, desperate times, guys. I'm going to go and get cherry chocolate stouts with honey bourbon. Oh, that sounds amazing. What I'm going to do, guys, folks, pay tribute to Terry Funk the right way. Oh, yeah, I sincerely hope so. They haven't done anything really to pay tribute to those two guys, have they? Yeah. Love that, Finn. Come on, KO and Sammy. I'm just going to get a little bit of coffee, guys, just like a shot out of espresso. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I'm caffeinated. Let's hope that helps. Because this could go on for a while. This will also be my last beer, I would have thought. Sami Zayn's mentor El Generico is very proud of how far Sami has come. Oh, is that right? Oh, so we've heard of El Generico. Yeah. He's the guy with suspiciously ginger locks under that mask, you know. Apparently, he's also from Canada too, rather than being a Mexican. Word on the street is. Also happens to be good mates with Kevin Owens. And isn't it weird that when El Generico left Ring of Honor, Sami Zayn suddenly turned up on NXT? Bizarre. Where's the barbed wire, tacks, and glass for Terry Funk? Also a chainsaw. Hope Raquel wins tonight. Love Rhea, but a change is needed. I see. No, I think they're going to make Raquel look good. But this is all for Rhea Ripley to overcome a credible threat. I think that's the story here. I think Rhea Ripley has to retain. But Raquel looks like a contender. Looks like somebody who can get things done. But I don't think Rhea should lose that belt anytime soon. Her winning it at Mania was a big deal, you know. I hate it as well with the hot potato belts. I like reigns to mean something, you know, really mean something. And Rhea's does, but we do need to see her wrestle a little bit more now. Like, she can't just be a mouthpiece for the Judgment Day. We do need to see her being a champ more. Oh, here's Dirty Dom. Oh, God, no, I'm doing it, WWE. You've got me using your bloody marketing slogans. God. Kudos to Punk one time on Dynamite being on the joke. Yeah. Your man Mox raised the bar for hardcore matches, Sasu, unless a wrestler has a bunch of chopsticks sticking out of their head. I'm not impressed. But he's done that before, though, because everyone talks about that All In. I've seen him do that before. I think I don't know where it was, but I've seen that spot before. Not quite so many. I thought it was gross, personally. Not that El Generico being dead is funny. Yeah. Well, how did El Generico die? Did he take off his mask? Oh, for God's sake. What's this, a stadium stampede match all of a sudden? Rhea isn't dropping the title, so she gets the match with Becky at Mania. Yeah, well, that'd be my money on it as well. Oh, Dom, you effed up. Hope you have to use that hockey stick, kid, because two Canadians are about to annihilate you. New Japan match with Desperado, Burning Orphanage. I heard he took his mask off and grew his hair and started dressing like Che Guevara. Oh, KO's busted open, Sassy. I swear to God, you're the reincarnation of Vlad the Impaler sometimes. You know what I mean? Blood, I'm good. And they haven't stopped the match. Ha! It's Payback, yo. It's meant to be one of the mean matches, one of the mean pay-per-views. See, this is why, like, this is as far as they can go. Like, I know they can do thumbtacks sparingly and stuff like that, but I just hardcore wrestling and WWE just don't mix. Street fights are great. Like, WWE can do relatively violent street fights, but in a family-friendly company, things like TLC, especially Extreme Rules, redundant. Wouldn't surprise me if we don't see Extreme Rules again, unless it's already been booked. Someone tell me. Pittsburgh Penguins hockey team jerseys. I think because I'm not a big sports guy, right? I roll my eyes when the heel runs down the sports teams because it means nothing to me, when they do it. And then when they try and put over the local sports teams as well, I just find it cringe. Maybe if I was somebody who actually gave a crap about sport, it would matter. Oh, is my internet playing up? Don't know if I've disappeared or did disappear, guys. But my internet is having its 3 a.m. It's always about 2:45, isn't it? It messes up. I'll be back if I do disappear. Do you know what, Sassy? I was only thinking that a minute ago. How strange. Speaking of Impact, I'm going to their Coventry show, I believe. I'm not 100%. I'll be going to one of their UK shows for WrestleSphere soon enough. I think it'll be the Coventry one, but now that it's not a pay-per-view, it's one of their monthly specials is in the Newcastle show. So I don't know if I'm better off going to that one instead. Or do I go to multiple shows and see what happens? Because I think it'll just be me, because I think Dom and Andy are both busy that week. So I think it'll just be me. I have got a hotel already booked for Coventry, so I might as well just keep that. It's a nice. I'm bringing Jess as well. It's like a nice spa hotel, with a spa and where you get massages and do all of that. So, but she's going to be my assistant. She could be holding the camera while I do what I do. But to tempt her to come, I had to say, right, okay, spa hotel it is, cocktails and all of that. I'll pay for it. I'll do all of that. You just turn up and look good. So that'd be fun. But it'd be cool. Like, she's never seen an Impact show before, so that'd be ace. But she doesn't know anything really about it. She knows Trinity for Two is there, so that might get her excited for it. But she doesn't really care about AEW, so let alone Impact. Yeah, me too. I'm curious to know how this is going to happen. I mean, how it's going to finish. God, Sammy. I don't know if this is going to be one of them pay-per-views I rush to watch back. So far, at least, anyway. God, after that Red Bull and that espresso I just had, if none of that wakes me up, I don't know what will. So this is the thing, it's a street fight, so anybody can interfere, can't they, Rhea's still got to compete. So it's unlikely we're going to see her. This is insane. The jerseys were a bit hammy for me. This is going to be a hard act to follow, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of I know it's not False Count Anywhere, but when they fight into the arena and they do all that, I've never been a huge fan of that. I kind of like my wrestling in the ring. That's why I've never been a fan of those Stadium Stampede matches that AEW do. Holy hell, KO. Jesus. And that's a big dude. mate, we can't do that because we haven't got the license to play WWE on this channel because that would be giving it away for free on YouTube. So no, we can't put the WWE here. This is essentially a watch party. You'd have to watch it legitimately. Surprised KO doesn't get injured more. Yeah, me too. Yeah, sorry, man. This is a watch party. We're happy to have you here, but we can't play the actual wrestling through free on YouTube because we don't have the license to do so. We can talk about it, but we can't air it. Lots of high risk moves for a big man. Yeah, he's always been brilliant at it as well, hasn't he? And it's not just a case of like him doing it in the way Shane McMahon does once in a blue moon or something impressive. He kind of does it consistently, doesn't he? He just knows what he's doing, doesn't he, Kevin Owens? KO being a big lad, he can move and flip. That's what I've always said. Like even back in his Kevin Steen days in Ring of Honor, he was a bit nuts, and he was even bigger then. Like he's in WWE, bless him, he's trimmed down quite a lot, and he's always been a good athlete though. Even when he was at his biggest, he's always been good at this stuff. He was born to do it. I used to get mad when some pundits would call him out for his weight, because it's part of him, you know. We don't need everybody to be skinny or a muscle-bound Adonis. It's wrestling back in the day was like the whole point of wrestling. It wasn't like professional fighting in the sense that boxing and things like that. It was a case of it was like your dad fighting. Mate, I've said it a couple of times now. We can't show the live broadcast, so no. I didn't think Kevin was a Hardy. Kevin Hardy. JD has arrived. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now things are going to get interesting. Not that they haven't been already. I thought JD was wearing Shield gear then. And JD's dead. Bam Bam Bigelow was the first big man I saw do this. Yeah. No, who was it for me? Who was it? Oh. It was just, I think it was old at the time, but it was one of the Territories dudes who started doing moonsaults. And it was like, what the hell? Cornette's talked about it a few times. Oh, I think you're a bit ahead of me, Misfit. Nice spear, Rhea. I'm surprised we've actually seen Rhea, considering what she's got to do next. Hi, Kieran. Thanks for joining us. God, is everybody dead? I think they've all taken each other out. So we've got, I think Finn Balor's the only guy on his feet. Yeah, I think WWE are a long way off doing that. Like even AEW dabbled with it, didn't they? And then undabbled with it. I don't know what that's about, but oh, he says, hey. Rhea is China 2.0. I think she's better. I genuinely do think she's better. I think China was great for her time, but I think Rhea's the better wrestler. Kieran says, what have I missed? Oh, dude. Well, this is the fourth match of the night. Judgment Day, Sammy and Kevin are killing each other. Absolutely battering each other. Oh, Sammy's got his t-shirt off. He's serious now. And that means Helluva kick time. Bang. Right to Finn's face. Oh, you're a couple of... Are you a... Yeah, oh, Misfit. I think because my internet messed up. So you're a bit ahead of me. So Judgment Day win. Ooh. Holy sugar. Yeah, you did. I'll give you that one. Judgment Day wins. Dirty Dom. Kieran says, sorry, I'm new and I'm loving the stream. Oh, nice one, mate. Well, if you like what we do, we do a lot more of this. You're never rid of us if you want to be. Oh, look at Finn Balor. He's like, Dom, I could kiss you. Right, yeah. So this changes everything, doesn't it? Like this could squash any beef between Balor and Damien just overnight. And if McDonough didn't stop the pin, of course. So are they going to welcome McDonough now? Is he going to be number 5? Ooh, exciting. ZJI, I had that exact same expectation for a moment then, you know. Right, yeah, they all have gold now. All Judgment Day have gold. Yeah, so Kieran, yeah, thank you for joining us, mate. My friend Dan does Raw on a Monday night. Anthony does Dynamite on a Wednesday night, and I do SmackDown usually on a Friday night. Now my God, my eyes are getting red. On a pay-per-views though, we kind of share, mix and match and stuff. So yeah, feel free to join us. We're a small community, but a very vocal and passionate one. Oh, JD's dead. I don't think anything's left of JD to join Judgment Day. Oh, Rhea. Hope you do yourself some damn. What if Rhea's the only one who loses the title? I don't think she will, but. Yes! Oh my God, Finn Balor is officially a Grand Slam champion. Has he not had the tag team titles before? No, he hasn't, has he? Didn't he once hold them with Finn Balor? No, with Seth Rollins? Have I got a false memory? No, I don't think he has. That's crazy. They are cementing Judgment Day, aren't they, as the next big faction? Oh, boys, the WrestleMania dream is over. Oh, yeah, Finn Balor deserves all his flowers. Kieran's saying, where else are you guys live? Are you on live on YouTube and Twitch? Yeah, we are, mate. If you go to Give Me a Hull, yeah, on YouTube, you can subscribe to us there. We usually go live on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook at the same time. Not everything goes on Twitch or Facebook, but most things do. But yeah, we do a ton of stuff on YouTube. We also have a website called WrestleSphere, which isn't affiliated with Gimme a Hull Yeah, but it's where some of the Gimme a Hull Yeah personalities, like myself and Dom, do interviews for wrestlers. And we've done a ton of WWE guys, Impact guys, AW guys. We have a lot of fun, and we're very fortunate to be trusted with all these interviews by the big wrestling companies. Really, we love our job. I'm really happy about it. Don't get me wrong. Part of me, I'm just going to hang on, guys. Oh, itchy nose. Part of me really wanted to see some drama between Priest and Balor play out. But at the same time, this is actually better, I think, because it's the thing no one thought would happen. And what's hotter in WWE right now? It was Sammy and Kevin around WrestleMania, but right now it's Judgment Day, isn't it? Can't believe Judgment Day won. I know, and me too. I'm in a bit of a state of shock. I'm happy though. Yeah. They've been teasing that dissension. I wonder if that dissension dead, or are they just going to shelve it? Shelve it until something else happens, until they inevitably lose them. But yeah, it's nice for Balor to finally have some goddamn gold. How many losses, high-profile losses, has Finn Balor taken? Well, since forever. It's about goddamn time they gave him something. Because I know he doesn't feel like one of the top guys in the company, but he's involved in near enough everything. He's been one of the biggest supervillains on the card up against Rollins and stuff like that. So NXT No Mercy, nice. I'm so behind with NXT. I need to catch up. Kieran said I might check it out. Yeah, it's up to you, mate. It's completely up to you. But if you want to just hang out and watch the streams, that's fine too. It's very different from what we do over on here and Give Me a Hull. Yeah, this is where you will hear our opinions unfiltered, and this is all about being a community here. And it's a small community, but it's always growing. Like we have people who've just popped into a stream one day and then never left, which is ace. You know, Dusty. Oh. I still miss Dusty. Rhea told Priest and Balor they better leave for the titles. Yeah, it's a good bloody job they did, isn't it? Oh, Daniel saying, welcome to the Give Me a Hull Yeah family. Daniel wanted to go to sleep an hour ago, but a helicopter ruined it for him. Pesky helicopters. So who have we got next? Presumably, it's Rhea. And Raquel. Why are we getting this Cody thing? I know it's just a package. We're not getting any Cody action tonight, are we? Is that the thing, perhaps, we remember from this pay-per-view, do you reckon? Because a lot of people have felt this is a little bit lackluster, haven't they? The card, not the actual matches. Everyone felt like even Rollins versus Shinsuke should be bigger than it is, or at least it is bigger than it feels. Like it's so weird. I still hold that it needed some bloodline action or some Gunther action. And thank God that Brock Lesnar feud with Cody had a finish that made sense, because I interpreted it, I don't know if you guys did differently, as Brock attacking Cody. Because like the Raw after WrestleMania where Brock attacked Cody, a lot of people were unhappy with that Raw. And I felt a little bit perturbed by it. I had a good night. I had a really good time. I was there with my friends, you know, the boys. We watched it. It was fun. But the general consensus was the Raw after Mania was crap. And it was the last Raw I was at in person. You know, I enjoyed it. But I feel like now that entire Brock Lesnar angle has been redeemed, you know? Like, because I interpreted him attacking Cody. I only had this interpretation after the feud had ended. It was, you weren't ready for Roman. You weren't the guy to beat him. I'm going to beat you to a pulp until you are. And so when he finally shook Cody's hands, to me, that was okay. That was Brock finally saying, now you're the guy who can take down Roman. You're no longer the loser. If you can take me down, now you're the guy who can. Anybody else get that same vibe from the Brock-Cody feud? Because that's what I'm taking away from it, you know? Because let's not forget, not from the SummerSlam just gone, but the SummerSlam before, there's a stipulation that Brock Lesnar cannot challenge for the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship, which have now been unified, until Roman loses it. So Brock is still very much out in the cold. He could go after Seth, couldn't he? Or Gunther, I think. Or Ray. He's got a good track record against Ray. So here we go. It's a bit a promo-heavy pay-per-view, hasn't it? 6 matches, but some long-winded promo segments. Who reckons this becomes a match? Becomes the 7th match? I hope it does. Getting a Cody ad, and I'm getting a dishwasher ad. We are different. What was funny, right, is when in the build-up to All In, because WWE was on TNT Sport in the UK, we were getting All In adverts during WWE shows, and it was just a mind F. It was just so weird, and it's over now, but it's like, It was so jarring. Thank you, Daniel, for welcoming me. I wouldn't want part of any other family. Ah, that's nice to say, mate. Well, stick around, dude. Stick around. Don't forget Monday night. Dan will be here for Raw, and I'm actually quite excited to see what happens on Raw now with the Judgment Day. Oh, that kid's sign is so cute. I'm really stressed by this match. It's only entertainment, mate. But I know what you mean. Me too, ZGI. Well, look, if it's having that, if it's giving you that response, they're doing something right tonight, aren't they? I'm very interested to know what our numbers are tonight. I won't know properly until after the stream. Maybe WWE figured they didn't need to shore up the best remaining story. Judgment Day. Well, it sure does that. Yeah. Do you know what I think it comes down to as well? There's no need for Judgment Day to split up yet, is there? And I think while the while the Bloodline is having a little bit of a hiatus before it inevitably kicks off again, makes sense to lean on Judgment Day, doesn't it? Do you remember when Judgment Day was the faction no one could get behind? It was a little bit awkward. I feel like they've really come out now. They're really where they need to be, which is great. Cody's not quite as suited and booted as he usually is. Does anyone clock that? He's a little bit cash. So I thought this was going to be the Cena. I thought Cena, before they announced he was going to be the referee, I thought this was where we were going to see Cena. Oh, sorry, guys. Itchy nose. See, it's annoying when you're on stream because you can't, scratching your nose. Everybody sees. Hundreds of people are potentially going to see you do that. And there's going to be one smart ass who points it out as well. My money's on you, Daniel. Where are you? Now, if Priest successfully cashes in, they will have more gold than Fort Knox. See, that's the thing. Is that where things are going to cock up? Because it seems to me now that Money in the Bank thing is an albatross around his neck, which is a reference to the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. Who win? Of the last match, the Judgment Day won, Angela. And thank you for joining us. Judgment Day are now the tag team champions. Kevin and Sammy, it's over. Which, I mean, I was there at WrestleMania, seeing them win that, and it was electric. So for that now to be over, it's like, whoa, dude. Imagine what it's going to feel like when Roman Reigns loses. Yeah, tell me about it. But it's interesting to know, it does further a bunch of stories, doesn't it? Got a lot of new faces tonight. It's cool. I think that coffee's kicking in, guys. Although I'll get in bed. I'll get in bed at 4 a.m. and it'll be staring at the ceiling. I feel like these two could one day headline a WrestleMania. What do you reckon? Oh, Angela, you're devastated. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, you listen? Oh, good. Well, thank you for being with us, and feel free to stick around. And if you like hanging out with us all on, we do Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite as well, and we do a bunch of other shows where we chat to each other, me and the rest of the lads. If you like what we do, feel free to subscribe and join us again. We love the idea of growing. It's great at the moment because we're getting lots of new people. Misfit saying, thought you'd fallen asleep there, Misfit. What time is it where you are? It's got to be what? 9 p.m. or something? Have we ever had a Money in the Bank holder also winning a title without cashing in? Oh, yeah. See, I've often thought that. Hey up, Michael. How we doing? Sorry I'm late, fam. I was hanging out with my friends and then went to church. Good for you. I'm not allowed to do that. No, I'm joking. If my friends ever have a wedding, I don't do christenings, but if obviously I go to weddings and funerals in churches if it ever happens, if I ever need to, because everyone's a bit different. But it gets a little hot, you know. And have we ever had Money in the Bank holder winning it? Oh yeah, sorry, dude, I did that one, didn't I? All right, Misfit and Sassy, you guys in the same, because you're in Pennsylvania, aren't you, Sassy? Misfit, where are you? I didn't in my head you were in the South. Tell me if I'm wrong. Angela says, I'm listening to you do WWE Payback and I'm watching AW. We've got a few people doing that tonight, watching both. I don't blame you, though. Oh, here's Uso. Oh. What the hell? Well, that just floored me. Yeah, none of us saw that coming, did we? None of us saw that coming. That dude in the NWO shirt with the lanyard on, is he press? Or is he one of their friends? Or is he not? I think he's a VIP. Jay's back. And Cody's off. Just me who's. Maybe we will get some bloodline shenanigans after all. Uso quit. He was no longer part of the brand. They've done that before, haven't they? It's interesting that they're not making the Usos feud. They're just separating them and splitting them up. I have a feeling that Grayson Waller ends this segment by getting super kicked. Yes, how are they going to keep this Jay and Jimmy match till Mania? Move on to the other show. Because I think they do anything they do with them, they do before Mania. But again, that's just me fantasy booking it. But they could they could do that. But Mania is such a way off, isn't it? See, because in my head, the former Bloodline members are all unified against Roman by the time that happens. Just from a dramatic point of view, I feel like that'd be a stronger way. I know it's just me, but that'd be a stronger way to make Roman seem isolated, you know? But they could do that. It's certainly a Mania-worthy match. Or maybe they have the match and unify after it, being twin brothers and all. Yeah, that could work. Bang! That's what we all wanted to see. Did not see that coming. Yeah, neither did Grayson. Super kick Grayson, please. Michael, you got your wish, mate. Yes, please. Oh, that felt great. Yeah, that was cathartic, wasn't it? That Sassy. If only you do that to Austin Theory and The Miz, eh? Michael saying both AW and WWE are killing it right now, and then wrestling as a whole has been phenomenal. Michael, I love how positive you are, mate, because I felt like that after All In, and this has actually been a really good show. But I'm not going to lie to you, mate. The Bray Wyatt and CM Punk news has caused me an awful lot of frustration. And the Bray Wyatt thing is a tragedy that is just can't be controlled by anyone. And the CM Punk news is just tragic, you know. But the world keeps on spinning, doesn't it? And the wrestling world keeps on spinning. So let's just count our blessings rather than the stuff that either didn't work out or the things we lost. Can't you tell I've had a beer? Who is this guy? If you're interested, Angela, it's a bit of a tough watch at times. But me and some of the other Hull guys and a couple of special guests did a stream last night mostly about Bo Dallas and what could happen with him when he returns. Obviously, bless him, the guy needs to take his time mourning his brother and do whatever's right for him. But we had a very interesting stream last night where we all talked, and I mean at length, about all of that. So if you're interested in that, do feel free to check it out. You know, we went quite deep and it got quite emotional at times. None of us burst into tears or anything, but we were a lot more candid and a lot more emotional and vulnerable than we usually are in these. Like, normally we're quite cheeky. We're just having a bit of a weird week, aren't we, really? Like, I found out about Bray Wyatt the same day I had to go to London, and we had to like go and do like, you know, like be press for All In, and it just didn't feel wrong. It just felt weird, you know. A week later, a week out from that, things feel a bit easier. But like Dom, who does this with us, he's like one of the founders of this channel. And, you know, he's a even bigger Bray Wyatt fan than me, and you know, it hit him, you know, right in the gonads. It'll be Anthony. It won't be me tomorrow night. I'll be fast asleep when All Out starts. But it'll be my colleague Anthony. Will be that sounded very clinical, didn't it? Be my friend, my co-host Anthony. Will be doing AEW tomorrow. He's our resident AEW guy. I think it'll be. It depends where you are, Angela. Where are you in the world? Because he'll probably go live just before All Out begins. He'll probably do the pre-show as well. Bear with me, guys. One sec. That must have looked really, really weird. I was doing something. Okay. So you're in America. So basically, if you jump onto YouTube or Twitch or Facebook when the show starts, probably when the pre-show starts, if you subscribe to our channel, you'll get a notification anyway. But we will be live for All Out tomorrow, as far as I know. So yeah, so we will be here. That's a very nice back, Raquel. Thank you. I don't get what that is about. Like, she's great, Raquel Rodriguez, but what the hell is that? Thank you, Sassy. Guys, I'll come back to some of these comments in a minute. I've perked up a little bit since that coffee. My eyes still hurt, though. I was going to say it's 3:20 here. And more back. What the hell? Oh, God, I've been so behind. I didn't even do it for Sammy and Kevin. Oh, mate. There we go. I'm doing a poll, folks. Let's see who won the last one. Yeah, no, I did do a poll. I did. I just forgot to click go on the banner. Guys, that ended on 50%. That's nuts. Right, so here we go. I'm fairly sure Rhea Ripley retains here. But if she doesn't... her own rules might come together. Interesting. It's not Raquel's time, though, is it? You know? Anyway. Two tied surnames. Right. So yeah. So if you're in St. Louis, it'll be whenever the pay-per-view starts, I suppose. We'll be live when that's live. Michael saying, I didn't even get to ask what I missed. I saw Judgment Day and I saw Jey Uso return. Yeah. Those are the two big shocks, really. Jey Uso's back and the Judgment Day had won the tag team belts. I don't know if Freebird rules are going to kick in at any point, but it's Finn and Priest who are the champs officially. Becky beats Trish, LA Knight beats Miz, Ray beat Austin Theory. Yeah, and we're up to speed, Joe. This pay-per-view has been fire. Yeah, it's pleasantly surprising, hasn't it? It's not been high on drama, but it's been high. But it's not so. Yeah, it's been high on a few other things. Now this should be a banger. Stop with the back thing. What is that? Someone explain it to me. Sign then saying bring back the 30-day title defense rule. I agree with that. You should have to defend every month, even if it's on an episode of TV. Every belt should be defended at least every month. Absolutely, it's not hard, is it? Angela's saying, who won the women's steel cage match? Becky Lynch won. There was some interference by Zoe Stark, but Becky won anyway in definitive fashion and then left. And when Zoe Stark went to console Trish Stratus pushed her away. They got into a fight and the whole segment ended with Zoe Stark laying out Stratus, which was awesome. I popped. Sassy saying Samantha Irvin is a national treasure. She's also engaged to Ricochet, isn't she? Which is cool because at the house show in Liverpool, Samantha Irvin came out and went, Liverpool, I'm not going to get another opportunity to do this. And she sang Hey Jude, the Beatles, to the crowd. The crowd sang it with her, of course, because it's Liverpool. But what was even more fun is then later when Dom was wrestling Ricochet, she was dressed up as one of the Beatles and she was just teasing Samantha Irvin. So that's the little stuff you get at house shows that you don't get at TV. It was really funny. So who won from LA Knight and Miz? LA Knight won and had an interesting moment with John Cena. Not sure if that was teasing something. So I haven't seen Muta yet either, and he's there. I think if we do see Muta, he'll just be spitting mist in the face of Seth Rollins, won't he? We still could get a cash-in by Priest. Could you imagine if that boy comes out of this a double champ? I doubt Finn Balor would scupper his chances now, though, would he? After they both hold tag belts together, I imagine Balor is now feeling a little bit more satiated. I'll tell you what, though, Michael, she knew exactly how to pop the crowd in Liverpool. That was such a good show. I think if I went to another house show, it'd struggle to top that one. I've seen so much wrestling this year live. It's been crazy. I think I've seen 11 shows. And with a few Impact ones still to come. The UK has been eating well past year. Wembley Stadium again next year. Thank you. I've been in London more than I've been at home. Because if you don't know this, guys, like not everyone in the UK lives in London. There was a funny moment when we were in LA. Me and the guys went walking into an elevator in the stadium, and some girl heard who was the attendant heard our accents and was like, "Oh, you guys from the UK?" And we went, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she goes, "London, right?" And we all went, "No." And she looked at us just so confused, and she was like, "It was almost like there are other cities in the UK other than London." It was like, "Yes, of course there bloody are." Like the easiest way for me to get to London is a 2-hour train ride, but it's still the other side of the country because I'm in the north. But Britain's not a big place. Like you can drive from one side to the other in a day. So who won the Seth match? Hasn't happened yet. It's after this. It's the main event. So Seth and Shinsuke are still to go. So anything could happen yet. It's still anyone's game. Oh, is Rhea busted open? Or is that just a nose ring? Raquel's really selling, putting the heat on. Oh no, she is bleeding. She just splattered it all over the mat. Ooh, there goes that back, Raquel. She learnt from John Moxley, I think, Sassy. The back posing by Raquel be cool. Shit the gym, maybe a few doses of H. Gets bigger. Looks kind of silly now. I'm not gonna lie, mate. As a guy who does hit the gym pretty regularly, she's still impressive for what she can do there. I just don't know why she's doing it. Is it just a case of look at my back muscle? Because she's got as a pretty thin guy, it's been quite easy for me to build some muscle, but it's hard to kind of build size. You know what I mean? It's very been easy for me to tone, but it's getting big is the hard part because you've got to be super consistent. And that's all about your diet, not what you do in the gym. Well, obviously both are important, but you know what I mean. Ooh, savage Rhea. Yeah, because Rhea's got Raquel. Sorry, she's got definition. I'm fairly confident she benches a lot more than I do. Savage. Bloody hell. Rhea Ripley's a savage. So it's 3:30, and there's still a main event to go. I'm not getting to bed till 4:30 this morning, am I? Oh my god. Raquel needs a gimmick. Yeah, well, it's see, I think her gimmick needs to be she's just bigger and stronger than everyone. Do you know how Braun Strowman's gimmick when he was a babyface was just he's just bigger and better than you because he's so big he can just throw you around. I think she needs to be a monster babyface. She needs to stop smiling and being so happy to be here. I know they've told her to do that. Like it was reported a year ago that management had told her to be much more smiley and friendly, but that doesn't work for her. She needs to be her best version of her, which is big and intimidating. See, I find it corny when they do comic book gimmicks, you know? She just needs to be, her gimmick needs to be, she's a powerful Latina. who will beat the ever-loving crap out of people who step to her. That's all they need to do for her. They don't need to give her anything silly or, pre-attitude era. They don't need to give it any of that. Just make her badass, But Rhea, her gimmick is she's a badass. You can do that in loads of different ways. Yeah, I have a back. Yeah, exactly. It's a very nice back, Raquel, but well, she's getting battered right now by a very bloody mummy. Yeah. See, I even roll my eyes at that these days. Yeah, exactly that. We all have a back. But it's like, yeah, Rhea's character and her look is very striking as well. I was talking to the guys on the Rebellious Noise podcast about this earlier tonight. My God, I've not been off YouTube this week. And we were kind of discussing, well, that, I think one or two of them were not really feeling Rhea Ripley. And I kind of jumped into Defender and explained why I think she's so good. Yeah. My only issue with the Zorro thing is it a little bit culturally insensitive? You know what I mean? Like is she going to use a rapier and start like writing the word R on things? You know what I mean? Beth also had a character. Raquel does not. Yeah, the problem with Raquel right now is she doesn't have a character. She doesn't necessarily need a gimmick. She just needs a good story. And not every baby face needs to be the smiley, happy, hello person. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin, anyone? Oh, God, don't remind me of flipping Repo Man. I hated that era where everyone was a wrestler, but everybody had a crap day job. No disrespect to any Repo men who are out there. I'm sure you love what you do and you're good at it, but and that sassy right there is why it's a Sam Nightmare gimmick. Sorry, I'm not making a lot of noise with this bloody chair. Read into this what you will, but my kind of pants are falling down while I'm on the chair. Anyway, it's so goddamn squeaky. Yep. God, Repo Man was the worst. It's been good though so far. It's been Rhea's kind of not Rhea. Oh, blimey, that headbutt. Yeah, it's not been all Rhea, but it's been 90%. No chance. Disrespectful pin. God, Rhea's really struggling with her nose, isn't she? So how long does it take for hemoglobin to set in, Rhea? Because you keep banging it, that's why. You can tell I live with a nurse, can't you? Live with a nurse. I'm married to a nurse. So I learn more about the medical stuff every day. And she learns more about wrestling and video games every day. I love how she does something so much more of benefit to society than me. Nurses are living saints, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not just saying that because she's going to be watching this back. Wins me some credit, Has Daniel gone to sleep? See, I'm glad that this hasn't been a squash. You know, I'm glad that they're actually kicking the crap out of each other. That's what we really needed this match to be. Raquel is Kevin Nash at Austin. Well, they did used to call her, I don't know if they still do. I thought it was an NXT thing, but they did call her Big Mammy Cool, didn't they? Which is obviously a play on Big Daddy Cool, which is, you know, Kevin Nash's thing. She's look. Kevin Nash was great. I have a lot of fond memories of watching Kevin Nash as a kid, like Wolfpack and all of that. But and obviously NWO. I mean, God, you know, and everything else, Outsiders and Click, everything. But I think Raquel is a better wrestler than Kevin Nash because I don't think Kevin Nash was ever a very good wrestler. A great character, a great personality, big, physically imposing, awesome guy. And I think he'd be the first to admit it as well. I remember when he was asked about Bullet Club, and he went, "Yeah, they're great. They're a lot like us, but a lot more athletic." And I was like, "Yeah, there you go. Man knows." Yeah, so true. All the beautiful people in Impact. See, I actually think the beautiful people gimmick in Impact was great because it was just what it needed to be. They didn't need to be superb wrestlers. They just needed to be absolute mean girl scumbags. Oh, I interviewed beautiful people the other day, briefly. I don't know if we're going to put any content. Anyway, I won't say anything else because it's a conversation Dom and I need to have. But yeah, we spoke to them for WrestleSphere the other day. Nash's best matches were with people who were better than him in the ring. Exactly. Yeah. Like it was always somebody else who carried the match, wasn't it? You know, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. You know, some people are great workers and are in-ring leaders who can do that, and not everybody can be or should be that. So, like, I still think Kevin Nash is absolutely worthy of all of his Hall of Fame accolades and everything else and everything in between, because there's a place in wrestling for those characters. A bit less of a place these days in comparison, but if we think about Braun Strowman, he's had a lot of fun things to watch in wrestling. You know, he's done a lot of cool stuff. He's not a brilliant wrestler. He's a big 7-foot tall monster who can throw people around. And in wrestling, there is a place for that. Like, we can't all be the Undertaker, who's still a 7-foot tall, near enough monster who can still go like Shawn Michaels. Like, Jesus. How lucky we were with the Undertaker. And Glenn Jacobs. But yeah, there's someone like Kevin Nash. There's absolutely a place for him. He's just from a technical, well, not even a technical wrestling point of view, but he was never the best wrestler. But he was always great for the time he was in the industry. I agree, Michael. I'm glad it's been a slugfest. I mean, Misfit, if I was to come up with a list of people, it would be exactly that same list, you know? I know what you mean, Sassy. I know what you mean. And we might have just found what that is with Dom coming out to cheat. I kind of like how it's been human chess in the sense that both of them are. It's been very violent as far as a women's WWE match can go. I think Rhea's struggling with her. Bloody hell. And Dom's dead. But I'm kind of feeling it. Oh my God. There's been so many moments in this match I've gone, you know, not like Kenny Omega Ospreay, but yeah, I think this has been good. 1, 2, 3, got her. Yeah, that was great. That was just what it needed to be. Isn't getting 5 stars by Meltzer, but I'm more than happy with that. Leave some. Oh no, it's not Samantha. It's the ref. Yeah, because this is exactly the list I would have gone for Kevin Nash. HBK, Bret Hart, The Undertaker, Sting, Macho Man. They all made Kevin Nash look good, and because of that, he was, Michael agreeing with Sassy there. The Mox Buddies united. You're still with us, Angela. That's cool. To me, I always think my favourite wrestlers are Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Sting, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Kenny Omega, and Rey Mysterio. That's a damn good list. Damn good list. This will make you laugh, Angela, because you're new to our podcast. If you go on, I think, well, it's on my Twitter. I'm not just trying to push my Twitter, but that's probably the easiest place to find it. But I'm a massive lifelong Sting fan. So when Sting came out at All In, and I was in the crowd, and he came out to Metallica's Seek and Destroy, I absolutely marked out and started screaming, "Oh my God!" And Dom, one of our co-hosts on here, caught me on camera doing that, and has been, bless him, has been relentlessly teasing me in a nice way, of course, all week since that happened. So if you want to see me marking out, you can see it on. It's all very confusing, but SoundSphere is the parent company of WrestleSphere, and on SoundSphere clips on YouTube, that's on there. But it's also Give Me a Hullier's Twitter. They're poking fun at me at that, and you can see the clip on there too. That's the easiest place to find it, on Give Me a Hullier's Twitter. And here's Finn and Priest to crow about their victory. Very true on Kevin, aka Diesel. Yeah, Nash was great. He's just like, and what's good about Kevin Nash is I think he would be the first guy to admit that he's not the best wrestler ever, but he existed in a time where it really, really he worked quite well. Oh, see, Cena's breaking my heart tonight because he just looks a little bit older and thinner than I'm used to seeing him for all these years. You know what I mean? I again, no disrespect. This isn't criticism. It's mortality. It's life. Good match, really good show from what I can see. Yeah, it's been great so far. I've been really pleasantly surprised by this show, Michael. Sassy's not quite convinced. I didn't go in with high expectations, and it's not all right. It's not been 10 out of 10, but I don't think it's done anything bad, Yeah, on Sting. I was very shocked at the day I saw him on AEW. Yeah, I was. Winter is coming. Like I knew he was coming because of the it had been reported, but again, it was surreal because my heart broke a little bit when he retired after his match with Rollins. Because of the same bloody move that shelved Finn Balor for a while. Again, no one's fault, just one of those things. Natasha, thank you for joining us. Can you play for us the main event? I can't, I'm afraid, because we don't have the license to air WWE content on our YouTube channel. We would get into trouble from both WWE and YouTube, because after all, we'd be giving it away for free, and they want you to buy the pay-per-view. So that's why we can't do it. This is a watch party where our community watches it together. So depending on where you are in the world, you might have to get it legitimately or not legitimately. You do you. But we can't put it here. This will be Shinsuke Nakamura's first main event roster match for the world title. Is it? Oh, yeah, main event. Yeah, you're right. Because I was thinking his match with AJ Styles. It wasn't in the main event, was it? Nowhere near. John Cena needs to stay in movies. See, I'm like, there's always going to be a part of me that is happy to see John Cena in wrestling, but John Cena, it's like seeing your dad get old, isn't it? I sometimes feel like we didn't, a lot of us, not necessarily me, but the world in general didn't appreciate Cena while we had him. Or maybe we did. I don't know. I think a lot of people who booed John Cena when it was fashionable to do so might regret it and don't do it now. Because people have told me that. More than one, you know. As much as I love Gunther, it's time for Gable to hold a singles title. You see, Michael, I'm of the view, right, that Gable looks great because he hung with Gunther. That alone is a victory, you know? So I don't want Gunther to lose that title until after Mania, or maybe at Mania. Might be a bit hard work if he loses it the same day Roman Reigns loses his, if that is indeed the case. But I want Gunther to keep holding that title for his reign to become definitive with it. You know, I'll be right back, guys. I've had a lot of beer, so I'm going for a wee. TMI. I sometimes wonder, how did I get roped in to doing a podcast watching wrestling till 4 a.m. on a Saturday? Dominic Smith. That's how. I don't mind. I mean, without it, all the things that have come from it, so it's certainly worth it. And this community alone, guys, seriously. I'll just catch up with the. Michael, are you telling me Paul now? Are you moderating? I'm joking, of course. I appreciate it. Right, let's do the poll, and then we'll get to some of these comments. Rhea won by that poll by 100%, guys. Nobody went for Raquel. Oh, that sucks. Oh, sorry. 10 to 4 in the morning. Lol. Hope my wife doesn't want expect me to be Captain Awake tomorrow. There we go. Poll is up. Let's do one final banner, shall we? I'm not calling him Seth freaking Rollins because it's a stupid name. I'll call him Seth Rollins. There we go. Right, to the comments. Where am I? Cena doing the interviews was great. Yes, I loved his little bow tie. Is he just letting people sing his song? It's not even a song, it's a tune. Gunther should only lose the title once he breaks the record. See, I hate the idea that they're just waiting around for the record. I have to disagree with that. I think they're waiting around for the right time for him to lose the title. The fact that he breaks the record is important and is a massive accolade, of course. But I hate the idea that once he's hit that record, they can rush it off him. Nah, like he should hold that until the storyline makes sense for him to lose it. I think, at least. And I'm just one man. Great media package on the main event. Angela's saying Roman needs to lose that belt. See, Angela, I'm of the view that he's holding that belt until WrestleMania 40. At least. That's a very good point. Why is Shinsuke coming out second? I think it's just a booking decision, isn't it? Is it the champions? I think it's champion's prerogative, isn't it? The champion can decide if they come out first or last, and they usually decide to come out last for the gravitas. This is pretty good. The graphic novel anime thing is pretty cool. Not anime, you know what I mean. Hail to the Queen, Seth Rollins. There was certainly a time you could have said that about him. Seth rocking his gear as usual. He loves it, doesn't he? He's great. I'll give him that. There was a time where his Twitter needed taking off him, but he is very good. Who won? Rhea? Yep, she did. Cheated though. Dirty little Dom. Any chance Priest gets involved here? That yeah, maybe. Maybe. I don't even want to call it because if they don't, it just makes you wonder what are they doing with this Money in the Bank thing? When are they going to do something with it? They don't have to rush it, but come on. If the champion comes out first, does that mean they are losing? KO and Sami came out first and then lost. I don't think they'd do that, would they? Like, because it'd be like if we can predict it as we have. Are we going to get another shock change tonight? Well, Io nailed hers, didn't she? Crazy booking. Seth Rollins. Oh, so it was anime. Okay, see, I don't really know. I don't really do anime. I watched a bit of Naruto, Attack on Titan, stuff like that. But I'm fairly sure that's the, the really, really popular, most well-known, most, what's the word I'm looking for here? Commercialized too. Oh, there's Muta. Oh, so he's not in gear, Misfit. Muta's there. He's not in his gear. He can still spit this, though. Yeah, Rhea came out last for her match. I don't know. We'll see. Like if it happens, then you're onto something. But it is a bit of an interesting booking decision, I must say. Cena had a Pee Wee Herman looking thing with the bow tie. It actually worked for him, but this is John Bloody Cena. He could make anything work, can't he? Asuka. So we're getting into conspiracy theory land here. If you're right, I'll let you have it. But we'll see. Muta's ringside. Yeah, I wonder if he'll factor in because he's clearly now not there just as a guest, is he? Or maybe he is, and they've just highlighted him to say, "Oh, look, Hall of Famer." But he could just as easily play into it. And if he's going to do anything, he's going to stand up and spit mist because that's what the Great Muta does, or at least that's what he's done for the past 15 years. Thank you for still being with us tonight, guys. I do appreciate it. I'll tell you about our memberships, actually. I should really do that because I don't often do it enough, do I? So I think some of these slides are out of date, but whatever. So you can become a Hullamaniac. You can join us. That's the most basic membership. There are perks to being a membership, but I forget what they are right now. You can be a hardcore one, and you can be a champion. I really need to go back and refresh what it gives you. Sassy will tell you, I'm sure, if you wouldn't mind, Sassy, as a moderator, because the host it's 4 a.m. for the host, and he's about to fall off his chair. Angela's saying, Angela is saying, I feel that Damien will cash in tonight on whoever, Seth or Shinsuke. Or does he wait, get his crew to come out with him, annihilate both men, and then cash in? Could go either way. I love the idea of him winning and stealing the victory from Shinsuke. And then Shinsuke kind of taking this new darker gimmick, going after Priest, you know? Maybe keeping him as a face and doing it that way. Both Shinsuke and Seth have amazing attires. Both of them know exactly what they're doing in that regard, don't they? I don't think if Nakamura wasn't winning title, Muta wouldn't be at ringside. Yeah, it is. It is interesting, isn't it? His inclusion says a lot. But him being there and even doing a missed spot doesn't guarantee victory. That sounds voted for Seth. We'll see if you're right, dude. I hope Priest wins if he cashes in. Well, I don't know. It's a good point. It certainly lends evidence to Shinsuke winning. But there's a million reasons why he could be there. Like, did they fly him out? Does he happen to be there already? Is he at a Legends event? There's plenty of other reasons he could be there. But yeah, absolutely. I smell a rat, of course, the same as you. But at the same time, would they make it that obvious? You know? I don't know. Maybe they bloody would. I'm liking this heel Shinsuke. See, I have some thoughts on this, Angela. I was on the Wrestling Royalty podcast with Andy Spores last night. One of about 50 podcasts I've done this weekend. And Andy was saying that, and I'm kind of thinking, I feel like WWE just won't let Shinsuke be a babyface because they just don't ever know what to do with him when he is. Like, he won the Royal Rumble, he beat Cena, then he had that match against AJ and he lost, and then he turned heel and he low-blowed him. And it's... I think after that, everything... Yeah, I know he's held a couple of titles and stuff, but it just feels like his whole run feels lackluster since that. So if they do pull the trigger on him tonight, then wow, amazing. I'll take it all back. But I was a bit disappointed when they turned him heel. Well, I like what they've done with him, but I was kind of thinking, can we not get the Tokyo Dome Shinsuke? You know, Nakamura winning with the green mist, like because if Muta's getting involved, it's to do that, isn't it? I feel like everybody's missed there recently. Especially the Japanese guys. Like Asuka does it every 5 minutes, doesn't she? What do you think about the heel Street Profits? I think, thank God, because they were getting so boring. I was getting to the point where, even though their matches are really, really good, I was fast forwarding them if I'd seen them before, you know, because there was no edge, there was no stakes to anything they did. Oh, on the back. So yeah, I'm kind of feeling the heel Street Profits, especially if they're in cahoots with Lashley. I think that's probably. But it breaks my heart a little bit because I wanted Lashley to go back and do the Hurt Business, not form a separate stable, a different one. Oh, yawn time. Oh, blimey. To me, it's now or never. Shinsuke is a champion. Yeah, well, yeah. I see it. So you mean Bianca Belair? Oh God, well, Bianca Belair is now having a scheduled break. She's on hiatus to have a very well-deserved rest. But yeah, they started teasing Bianca Belair heel turn. They never actually pulled the trigger on it, and the crowd were booing her by the end of her run because it had just become dull. And again, no edge, so no motivation to buy in. So yeah, I think Bianca Belair has been a superb babyface, but she's come to the end of her time with that, and it's now time to give heel Bianca a go. And if Street Profits have both turned, then then it makes sense to do it for her. I think not that she's connected to what her husband does or should be governed by it, but yeah, I'm ready to see a heel Bianca Belair. Definitely, I think it's the only way to make her interesting again. I'm going to go into bed. Night, you all. I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Thank you, dude. I won't see you tomorrow, Michael. I'll be fast asleep when Anthony does the All Out stream, but I'll certainly watch it back on Monday. I'm going to hit my bed and just crash. This is going to be a match I have to watch back. Oh my God, Shin. I'll be making a speedy exit tonight, guys, when the match is over. 4 a.m. is a little bit hardcore. I know SmackDown usually finishes for me at 3 a.m., but I'm feeling that other hour, I must say. There's lots of people, guys and gals, in from Facebook tonight, which has been pretty cool. Normally YouTube is the place we get the most viewers from. We've had a lot of new faces in from Facebook, which is ace. I'm glad we fought to keep Facebook after they made their silly error and banned us because they thought we were streaming content we shouldn't have been streaming, like with WWE. I think they misunderstood the term live stream. Wow, what time are you at? Yeah. So it is officially, Angela, 3 minutes past 4 here in the UK, which is why my eyes are turning red and I'm starting to look like something other than that, a living dead. See, normally I do SmackDown at 1 a.m. on a Friday night, and I kind of psych myself up to it all week. And I'm used to it now because I've been doing it for a while. But there are some nights it just kills me off. But pay-per-views are more hardcore because they go on longer. But usually when we do a pay-per-view, there's more that it's not just one of us. There are like 2 or 3 of us do it. But tonight, we're all still recovering from All Out in a way. And Dan is our Raw guy. He's just had a new job, so he's really, really busy. He's to and from a lot of places. So he's absolutely exhausted at the moment. Otherwise, Dan would probably be with me tonight, but we're all broke. We're all absolutely broken by All Out. And Anthony isn't here tonight because he's got to do the AEW one tomorrow night. So it made all the sense in the world for me just to do this one and him to do that one and do it solo. 4 a.m. I'm really appreciative for you guys to do this for us. It's no problem at all. It's a big part of my job these days, I suppose. I'm a wrestling fan first and a journalist second and a YouTube guy third. Oh, drive-by. Well, more of a flying knee drive-by hybrid thing. Oh my Christ, Shinsuke. Sam is a trooper. You must be like, it's taken 3 beers and a can of Red Bull, Sassy, to get me through it. And half a sausage roll. God, that was good. What's going to be really funny is Jess is going to wake up at like, I don't know, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. tomorrow, Sunday morning. And she's going to bring me a cup of tea and I'm going to drink it and just fall straight back to sleep. But I want to go to the gym tomorrow because I don't know if I've told you this. I've had a sore back for a week. It's been killing me. And it's meant I've not been able to do anything at all. And I just feel like a potato. I feel like I've got to sort it out. Even if I just do a swim tomorrow, you know what I mean? Just shake off the cobwebs. Yeah, I love it when they do that. I love it when WWE are very good at doing that. I feel like when we have matches like this and they work a body part, Daniel Bryan does it, or Bryan Danielson's very good at doing it. I sometimes feel when we have like the multi-men matches, when it's people flipping in and out of the ring every 5 minutes, we lose that psychology, we lose that style, and that's the stuff I like. Again, it's been a lot of the heat, a lot of the Shinsuke getting the heat. Inoki Dojo. Is that a fun way of saying blood? What's funny as well, it's not funny at all, but what's interesting is there's real life bleeding into kayfabe somewhat because, you know, word on the street is Seth really does have a bit of a dodgy back. And I do wonder, you know, Misfit, if you're right, if they do put the belt on Shin for a bit and maybe Priest cashes in and takes it off him, squandering what he's done here, squandering his victory. So they can give Seth a bit of a rest. Because my God, the guy is a workhorseman. I don't mean like Anthony Henry and JD Drake, but you know, like the traditional sense of a workhorseman. Yeah, it's not been a pay-per-view I'm going to rush to watch back tomorrow. But as far as I'm going to stop calling it a C pay-per-view. As far as a B pay-per-view goes, it's been pretty good. If this was a wrestling video game, Seth back to people whatever colour indicates. Yeah, exactly. Did Seth just get the belt? No, he's still ongoing. I feel like this year, like I don't rush out to buy the 2K games because I feel like they're mostly the same game every year. I have a real as a video game journalist, I have real issues with annual releases. But that's another conversation for another day. But I'm quite for the past few years. I've been quite fortunate. I've been given code, you know, for the 2K games before they come out, which is cool. You know, even if I've not been reviewing them, it's just been a case of we've had a few, and as one of the big wrestling guys, I've been fortunate enough to get one. Same with All Out, not All Out. What the hell's it called? Fight Forever. You know, I played it for a few days quite intensely before it was officially released, and then once it was released, I've barely touched it. But it's not because I thought it was bad or anything. I think it's just because I was busy doing Diablo stuff. And that's only just petered off now. I was just thinking that then. I haven't seen him look this good in, I don't know, his entire run. It is a little bit New Japan-esque, isn't it? I nearly said Okada-esque, but a weird thing to say because Shinsuke works a bit of a similar style. Although Okada works a little bit slower than Shinsuke, doesn't he? A little bit more cerebrally. I always thought Shinsuke was better, was more entertaining to watch. Yes, that's very true. That's what I've been saying for so long. It's what I was trying to articulate to Andy the other night as well. It was like, in my rambling kind of a way. Because I'm really disappointed by Shinsuke's WWE run, not because I'm not a Shinsuke fan, but because I am a Shinsuke fan. I don't think anybody can deny Shinsuke in New Japan has been better than Shinsuke in WWE. But it was always gonna be, But it's not over yet. God, my wife's been asleep since 10 o'clock. That's 6 hours. No. She's going to be all refreshed, and I'm going to be an absolute zombie. This is the life I chose. Why did I choose it? God, that CM Punk thing seems like a million years ago now. The only difference between Lynch and Nakamura. He hit harder. Well, there's a WWE style, isn't there? Which is the WWE style is a little bit more is noticeably different, even with Shinsuke and with everybody, than New Japan's. His run in NXT was amazing. Oh yeah, his run in NXT was better than anything. Oh, I'm not a fan of how Nakamura is booked as NXT champion. At 4 a.m., I've forgotten it. But I actually, I don't know. I was always high on Shinsuke, and I was giddy. I was so giddy when he came to the main roster. Shinsuke's winning the poll. Anybody else want to see if you can equalize it? Can I vote in it? But I can't, No, I can't. Well, I could if I came in as me. And not give me a whole yeah. Or I came in as WrestleSphere. Yeah, it was never a definitive reign, but it was still memorable. I'd say that about it. It was not like Finn's, Joe's, or even Rollins's, but it was. It's one of the ones you remember, though, isn't it? Shinsuke's reign, even though it wasn't very long. You do. It's one of the ones you. I don't know if you'd put it on a Mount Rushmore, but you'd remember it before you thought of, I don't know, like Bobby Roode's or maybe McIntyre's or God, who else has there been? Same thing with Kyrie. Should have held it longer. Yeah, didn't they move it to the main roster? Oof. God, that was barely a kick out. I feel like there's been some good wrestling on this show. I think the fans of the flippy stuff might not like it, but this is kind of the stuff I kind of like to see. No, she won the title from Shayna, then quickly lost back at Evolution. Yeah, see, Evolution was great. It's a shame they didn't do more of those. But I suppose they did them to compensate for the Saudi Arabia matches not allowing women, didn't they? And now that the Saudi Arabia matches are allowing both, I suppose there's no need for it, is there? But it was a good event. I enjoyed it. I'd definitely watch more if they did more. I haven't got the time these days to follow Shine or anything like that. I just don't. I struggle with the stuff I do watch. Again, I'm 4 weeks behind on NXT. I just need to sit down and do it. This is ace. I loved Shayna as NXT champion. I loved Shayna in that Elimination Chamber match where she just stalked and murdered everyone like something out of a horror film. That was great. She was just this terrifying force of nature. That was make her be that again. How did we even fall away from that? Come on, Seth. Seth's trying to finish it with a Rainmaker like Nakamura hasn't dealt with that move enough. I mean, that's got to be deliberate, hasn't it? There's a match I'd love to see again. Imagine those two doing that now. You know? Like a pair of fine wines. Jeez. Sorry, guys. I was like a weirdo. I'm developing a fat lip out of nowhere. I don't know why. How bizarre. Can't put him away, can you, Shin? Where does he go from here? That's the thing with a pay-per-view. Even though it says it's going to end at a certain point, you can never quite bank on it, can you? Says it's going to end in 5 minutes. But how reliable is that? I think I can confidently say my match of the night tonight has been was the tag match. If people want to do that, moment of the night, the Judgment Day winning the belts, and I think performer of the night is Well, I don't know. Everybody's been so good. Bang. Is that right, Sassy? Moment, performer, and match. And rating out of 10. I can't. I should probably let the main event finish before I do that, shouldn't I? Oh. Nope. Stop. Got him. That's usually a move that finishes a match. Don't think it's going to. Got him. Got him. Wow. Rollins retains. I was sure he was kicking out of that. Eyes open, staring, looking around. He's seen off Shinsuke. The question is Priest feeling lucky? I mean, let's be honest. So Sassy is going for Performer Rhea. Match the street fight by a mile. Yeah, rating 6. Yeah, I think I might be a little bit more generous than a 6 because it's not done anything offensive. You know what I mean? It's not set the world on fire, but it's not like blown me away. You know. No missed by Muta, unless it's not over yet. He must be there for another reason. Maybe they've done that to mess with us. They've done stuff like that before. Angle up next on Peacock. Is this it? Are we done? We're not owed a cash in, a Money in the Bank moment or anything, but it's always a threat, isn't it, when somebody holds it? I'm not relaxing until it goes off air. It was a weak finish. Yeah, it was. I think it was. It was a good match. Oh, now we're getting one of these little packages that they do. Do you know what ruined the end of pay-per-views for me forever? Is the moment Ciampa turned on Gargano. Because of the way they did it. They did all this fluff, all that silliness. And then yeah, moment of the night, Jey Uso coming back, perhaps. Because I've given everything else what it deserves. Right, out of 10. That I was thinking a 7.5, but I agree that finish was flat as a pancake. So I feel like there's a lot of drama they could have squeezed out of this tonight, and they didn't do it. And I'm sure they have their reasons, and I'm sure there's a plan for all those things. But it didn't at all go the way a lot of us thought it was going to go. Although I proper called that Zoe Stark thing. It's changed the game, though, hasn't it? A little bit. Enough, I suppose. One curb stomp and it's all over. See, that move, though, once Rollins hits the stop, it is over, usually. I actually thought this would be the exception to the rule. I know others have kicked out of it, but I generally speaking, once he lands that, it's done. I actually thought tonight would be the night where that wouldn't be the case, though. But every time he's hit it on Finn Balor, I've been like, oh, for Christ's sake, it's done, it's over. Oh my God, the angle up next, get rid of all my stress, bro. As soon as this goes off the air, I'm going to bed, guys. So thank you for joining me. I'm just in case they swerve us with something, I'm just sticking around. just for a couple of minutes longer. Something tells me they're going to do that match again based on they kept the camera on Nakamura. Yeah, maybe. The whole angle with his back. Like, what is his back just fixed now miraculously in kayfabe? You know, like, where do they go from here? It was a good match. But as you say, yeah, flipping weak finish. Yeah, man. But yeah, it was an excellent exhibition, you know, as a match. I think it might be my favourite Shinsuke Nakamura match in his entire WWE career. Not his entire wrestling career, just his... I mean, on the main roster, perhaps. I think there was some good stuff. In fact, my favourite WWE Shinsuke match is his first ever match against Sami Zayn. I think that was just so special. For so many reasons. Right, we're done, guys. We are done. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7. I can't give it any less than that because it didn't. I don't feel like it deserved any less than that, but I don't feel like it deserved any more. I feel like it was just a solid 7. It was a good show. Wasn't bad in any way, apart from the finish was a bit but it wasn't one of those I'm going to remember forever either. So it's a weird one. So they really fly out Muta just for Nakamura to lose. He must have been in town for another reason. There must have been something like some conventions or some crap. I don't know. They usually combine these things, don't they? If we look hard enough, we'll find the real reason. Or they did that just specifically to mess with smart marks like us. Who won? Seth. Yes, Seth won in quite a definitive and flat finish, if we're being honest. So, guys, thank you for joining us. And new people like Angela and some of the other guys, thank you so much. I hope we see you again. Join us tomorrow night. It won't be me. It'll be Anthony. He'll be taking you through AEW. So it'll be a nice change of pace. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I will be back, I would have thought, on Friday for SmackDown, unless anything changes. I should be back on Friday. Dan will be back with you on Monday for Raw, and Ant will be back again on Wednesday for Dynamite. So, yeah, we'll see you soon. Until then, oh, yeah, and all that. Let's see who we can have playing us out. Dom will be like, Sam, that's not how you do it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, guys. Blimey, I'm tired. Let's have a cool outro. Who shall we have? You know what? Let's have... we had Shotzi singing us in. Let's have someone saying us out.
This is the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Well, hello and welcome to Give Me a Oh Yeah. I hope everyone there, right there in Yorkshire, is having a nice day. Bang, bang. Have a nice day. Yeah.